Had to start with a classic.
Come on.
You know. Bro, I can't believe this, you know.
Go on.
I had to show Wayne Wonder some love because the news just came out that like this song's been certified gold.
After how many years?
Exactly. I was saying that I've heard this in so many Weatherspoons. Like Weatherspoons alone should have certified this platinum.
Fam, like that should have been platinum in the streets ages ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it has been platinum in the streets, like triple platinum, but that's mad to me, bro.
Yeah, I don't know where, but it just I saw him holding up the plaque and that, and I'm like, rah, like 20 years later, that's insane.
Do you even still want it then, really?
Oh yeah, no. you crazy? I want this plaque. I'm trying to think, mate. Was the because how long that was obviously that was an official release, surely.
Yeah, like big video,
but
on the beach and that.
Yeah, cold view. Maybe that also shows that just because songs maybe not necessarily did the numbers in that heyday where people were going like crazy with their numbers in terms of like platinum, whatever. A banger's a banger and it transcends like generations and culture and stuff, innit? The fact that it's only going gold now, but we know this song, and like you said, your reference point is Weatherspoons, because that's one of the songs where if they want to get a little urban, they'll give us that. They usually go to like Nelly Hot in here. That's
yeah. That's the starter. That's the
when
starter.
you're like,
I love it.
Oceanas and all that. Yeah, when they in those spaces, they got like
back
about
in the
10
day,
songs.
Yates.
Yates. Yeah. And they're in there like, yeah, okay, cool.
But bro, like this is a song that we heard everywhere. Like you'd go to like places in Africa, they'll play it.
Come on.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you heard this shit everywhere. It was big in the States as well, and it was big over here. So it just doesn't make sense. It was big in France as well. It was mad.
Maybe they just don't man dirty. But listen, shouts out to him. He got his plaque now, innit? So
yeah, he got his
better late than never.
Yeah.
That's mad, bro. It'd be interesting to see also as a reference point. We can do it another time. Other songs that were cold back then and we know are cold, but maybe they didn't get the numbers that they should have got.
Yeah,
because I'm sure there's more. If that could be like, I would never have guessed that as one.
Yeah, neither would have would I. But boy,
really and truthfully though, you should have started this podcast with the Ukraine national anthem, innit?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I would have pledged allegiance to the flag.
Swear down, you switch sides, yeah. Mad.
I was saying to Tony before we started recording that obviously I don't mind a bit of racial banter here and there. One of my brothers must have messaged me like, "Oh, white lives matter." We got a scarf. It was a good joke, but we still got a scarf though, innit? So it's been a rough week for me, man.
Don't know about your boy, but
yeah. First AJ, then Usman.
Yeah, but he lost to
fellow brother. Nah, fuck
fellow
that,
brother,
man.
innit?
Guys, that makes it okay.
What because it's done from the end from Birmingham and that.
Yeah. First Jamaican champion in UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, boy, because getting knocked out like that is crazy. Also MVP as well, Michael Venom Page.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week for the man.
Yeah, it has.
Kind of related to UFC, I saw a clip. I think it was UFC, and one guy had knocked another guy out, and he was like smearing his face in his blood.
That was UFC, yeah.
What the hell?
I think he was trying to like blind him, innit? Like mess up his vision. So
is that allowed?
It's gamesmanship, innit? It's not in.
I think it's allowed.
Yeah.
Surely that's a bias.
I don't know if it's allowed, or maybe by the rules it's allowed, but it's like not something that you would anybody encourage.
Etiquette, innit?
Yeah, there's an etiquette in sports. Not like the gentlemanly thing to do, but if you want to win at all costs, it's a barbaric sport, innit?
Okay.
So he was bleeding, so yeah, he's smearing his blood in his eye. Because if you can't see, I can bang you from the left, from the right.
What?
Yeah. So when you see him like mushing the blood in his face, just to make sure that he can't see, innit?
Okay, thanks.
Do you remember that my man Daniel Dubois when his eye was fucked in a fight and he basically took the knee in the middle of the ring? Do you remember that?
No.
You don't watch boxing like that?
No.
Okay. Tough crowd.
But thank you for sharing the knowledge. I appreciate it.
Yeah, boxing knowledge, innit? Boxing. You should know this sports, innit? You're a sports
but
correspondent.
not barbaric sports. That's too much for me. I'm stuff live. I'm a Haich, remember?
You're an egg,
Baby girl.
Treat you with care.
Yeah.
But yes, we're back for another week of podcast and hashtag off the cuff pod.
Come on.
Excuse me, I'm drinking lager in it, so it's been a rough day.
Oh my God.
To make Van smile, make him laugh.
Yeah.
At my own expense. But yes, we're back for another week of podcast.
Yes, we are.
I'm not tongue tied now in it, so if you're listening for the first time, my name is Fols Forever.
I'm Mr Vans.
And we got the Chrissy Hive in the building.
Chrissy Hive.
Happy birthday, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Chrissy.
It was on Saturday.
Oh, happy birthday, belated.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Raising Maggie.
Yep.
Open your gin, man. Drink up, my man.
I've opened it already.
Yeah.
Do you have your shoes off because your feet are tired from football?
Good question. I didn't go football on the weekend.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
That was it. That's all I
Don't
wanted
remember
to
actually about the whole leader of the group thing, innit?
All right.
Yeah. Fam, give me what's drink up, man. Drink some Maggie, man. I need some energy with me. No, I didn't go football on the weekend, but it wasn't my fault. You know.
So what I'm hearing is that
I'm
you're
not
not a
leading the
leader.
group.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey, sometimes you
that was
lead,
the
sometimes
setup.
you follow. Like, you know, everyone's got
Does
to
it
play
matter?
the position. Yeah.
Does it matter?
No, he asked us to check in with him. So
No,
I said,
I
fine,
was shouting
I will.
last week about being leader of the group. Innit?
Oh,
So I have to
right,
take-
right,
yeah,
right,
So
right.
if I can't rally people for football, then like I'm not the leader. And look at you, here you are.
Footballers,
You're
shoeless.
a co-leader of this pod, so like,
Co-leader.
go black man.
All right.
Start off with smoke. I love it. Nice
Yeah.
blazer, by the way, as well. If only could see you on cam, looking real professional in that. What's this hot pink?
Yeah.
What's killing me is man trying to hold the laugh. I love it though. Color block looks very nice.
Thanks.
Very summary. But
Yeah.
I mean that sincerely as well.
Susan,
Sincerely.
thank you.
I have a list. Listen, I have an excuse, you know.
Okay.
Speech impediment, you know. So
Right, it's going to be Eczema Survivor and Lisp.
I've got a few brands in it. I've been nutting regular.
Oh my, it's enough.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot I'm having sex, bro. What's going on here? I have a lisp. Also eczema. Trans tall, because you know I'm 6'2". Yeah. My brand's growing strong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dare to dream, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we got a guest in the building.
Yes.
I know Tony just
Yes.
sitting in the cut like, raw, what's going on with these lot?
You know
Yeah.
what it is?
It's all a bit mad.
I listened to your pod, innit? So being here to watch like the exchanges
Live in the flesh.
is mad. It's
We
actually
got
mad.
our brother Tony Supreme
Yes.
in the building.
Shouts to Tony Supreme.
Bro, that name, I've wanted to know that name. It's a cold name.
Cold
Appreciate
name.
it, man.
Supreme, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Soul Surge.
Yeah,
Very own.
one of the best shows on No Signal.
Appreciate that.
No, one of the coldest. Amazing content. I love listening to your stuff. So before we get into everything, just kind of let the people know who you are, what you're about. No pressure, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? I never know how to answer that, but basically, my name is Tony Supreme. DJ, radio producer, and presenter. Founder of Soul Surge, which is basically a platform that highlights soul, R&B, and jazz in the UK specifically. And we run events, we do playlists, and we do radio. And I also run a charity called Schoolground Sounds. So that's me.
And that's the most amazing radio voice.
Yeah, no, I was like,
You can see
I've been
why Soul
practicing,
Surge
you know.
pops.
bro, you gotta be on
Yeah,
that
man.
soulful and you know.
Bro.
Yeah, when you're so, you can't be shouting when it's soul, bro.
Yeah,
You
it's
got-
true.
you guys can't let me up there.
It's true, man.
Can't be
Like,
going
you know,
crazy.
like you got to search through the hashtag and see who's listening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, is it? Is that what you're on?
That's
You got-
see right there.
Is that what you be doing?
That's a striker right there, bro.
yeah.
I
You
just
hear
want
man,
to. I
they're
just
fox
want
in
to
the
see.
Silently plotting.
Just doing some,
No,
you know,
see, man starts
analytical.
and then now they're trying to backpedal.
Bring it
Man
back.
said they're
So-
using the hashtag for
Is
evil. Man's there going, right, there's hella
Hey,
babes
listen,
now.
don't-
I just want to see what Tony's
Treat them right,
audience is like.
Okay,
Treat them
okay,
right.
what-
Treat
yeah,
them
man.
right if you're going.
With a
there.
breakdown of the audience and that, yeah.
Just so that we can converse about the songs that he's playing. Amazing.
I hear that.
Man start
support
messaging
that,
babes,
I
when do you fall in love with R&B? Listen, I hear it, bro. I hear it. Because
Hey.
do you know what's so funny? Yeah, I got found out like recently that my babes must have gone to my Vans at my house. Like, bro, you live vicariously through your friends, innit? Because when you're like in a relationship, but like your brothers are still, you know,
Ah,
single.
yeah.
My man nodded. He said, "Look at me, like, where am I going?" when when they're doing enjoyment or they bring your stories back, I'm probably more excited than they are. Innit? So I was like, she's like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're on. Like you're living vicariously through your friends."
I hear that.
But that's the lesser of the two evils, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Fair.
you would rather I'm doing that than doing the
Then-
Mazda, innit?
Yeah.
So I say that to say this: use the hashtag Soul Surge hashtag,
Yeah.
you know, to go scouting, innit?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
It's community, innit? Meet new people.
meet new
It is a
people,
community.
you
that's
know.
what we
I haven't
do,
been
right?
to your events yet.
You're
Yet.
welcome.
I'm
to
going to
come.
be there soon.
You lot are welcome to come.
No,
through.
we definitely have to step out. Because you was out on the weekend, Chrissy, for tell everyone your business. The people saw you out there, room 187.
Room 187.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. It was the 1 year anniversary show.
Dope.
Fantastic DJ Coatman hits the mark every single time.
Yeah.
The contestants, they were passionate, really passionate. So go them. Just good vibes all around, like having a sing along. karaoke was good. People won money.
Yeah.
The lady that did the Tracy Beaker, what is this woman's name? The lady that performed.
She did Tracy Beaker.
Keisha White.
Keisha White.
Yeah.
Weakness in me. I don't know what she had to do with Tracy Beaker.
Oh, sorry. Well, okay, maybe it wasn't her then.
Oh, well, yeah, Keisha White.
Keisha White, Weakness in Me, UK classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
We couldn't take you to a pub quiz. Oh my god!
Oh my God.
What? So confused.
Yeah,
What's
because
going on?
do you know what this?
Did she perform the Tracy Beaker song or something?
No. No. Do you know? I saw a tweet that said I was half expecting her to sing the Tracy Beaker theme tune. So in my mind, I just assumed she sang that as well.
Oh no.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, she performed.
What,
Vans
yeah,
looks
she was there.
bemused,
What was
bro.
that song that she performed? What's the one about cheating, man? The classic. Forgot the song, but she performed
Who?
a couple of her songs. Keisha White.
What, the one with Cassidy?
She performed that one,
Okay.
and she performed the other one.
I only knew two of her songs.
The slow one.
Weakness in Me.
Yes. Yeah.
The one with Cassidy. That's the only ones.
Yeah, those are the most like prominent ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's dope, man. Like they've built the brand up to what it is now.
Mm.
And it's amazing. It's an amazing concept. Like, and it just goes to show how like people want to just have fun.
Yeah.
Like it's
was
literally
vibe, it was
like
vibe.
what you would do with your friends in your yard if you like have a get together.
Is that me? Forgive me. Anybody think I've been there for how many years?
Yeah, and like it just grew. Like it grew, and it's got to this point. Like I'm seeing Stormzy at their thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And shouts Copeman. Like he's sick, bro.
Bro.
Do you know in the first lockdown, he held all of us down.
Yeah, facts.
Jump on the Insta, do the mix. That was like our entertainment, and like he'll do the what he does at his events.
Yeah.
But just there whilst we're just
Insta
chilling
live,
in the
yeah,
yard,
yeah.
and I'm like, yo, like he just held us down.
Do you know what it is though? People forget like Copeman's seasoned in this, you know.
Yeah.
He was putting out mixes from when I was in uni. That's like 10 years ago, do you know what I'm saying? But he'll be mad humble, like, oh yeah, it's cool. But bro, he's been doing this, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's also got a show on No Signal as well. Big up Copeman.
That's the era of like outside the dance, someone be giving out CDs and that to promote their dance.
The hard graft.
I remember there was one time I tried to bust my bridge. I was like, yeah, when I go back to uni, I'll can out your CDs. Yeah, that was sweet. Handed her the CD. As I'm turning, I could hear the CD and the flyer hit the floor. I was like, you raggedy. How dare you?
That is mad.
But for times have changed, no one's handing out, like, might people see people handing out flyers, but like this whole CD thing, because you know, mix for the car and that,
Used to see
when you're on
it,
a rave,
Hot
on the way to
Stepper
the rave.
And them man, they're like Cold Steps and them dons like everywhere, every rave.
Yeah, it's
I
done.
see you ones like heavy going departure lounge and that.
Yeah, and flipping
Wearing
waistcoats,
cardigans and
Scary
waistcoats.
on the hard bottom.
and the hard sole shoes. You
Man,
know,
when they dance
yeah.
the church shoes to the dance, bro.
my
Bro.
Crazy.
gosh.
Those are the days, bro.
like made man dress like traders.
But it's good to wear out now, innit? That like, you know, it's kind of gone full circle. We're like in spaces. Like the venue that was cold as well, because Chris was
Yeah.
messaging me. I've been there before for a party, but that spot in London Bridge is dope venue.
Yeah,
Yeah, Amazing Grace.
Really is.
Yeah, it's
Why didn't I
popping
see you
still.
guys on
Sound.
stage singing your hearts out?
I've done it before, you know.
Yeah.
you saying you can hold a young note?
Nah, you know.
Nah?
I would never do it again still.
Nah, man.
No, it was bad. It was
Thought you
bad.
would have been able to, you know.
Not outside the yard, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's
Yeah.
only for the house.
Yeah.
But you feel like you're Stevie
Freedom,
Wonder and
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nens
No
and I put our
judgment.
name down, but we just didn't get pulled out of the hat. That was all. That's
Next
what they
time-
do.
Next
Like a
Monday, I'll
rap thing.
make sure that they pick you to go on stage.
Wow, we were ready.
Moral support, man. You know, man.
You can be a backup dancer.
Oh.
Backup singer, thank you. Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll be there to support you, man.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah. It's got to be done. But no, I'm happy you had a good time. And a happy birthday to you again, you know. Also, shouts out to you. We went to link Chrissy for her birthday for a few drinks and that, yeah. I wasn't expecting that, you know, we'd take over her night and be watching the fight. But her being a good sport she
I
is.
enjoyed it. Yeah, sports.
She was at the TV and that. She's sports.
Watching the boxing, with a bunch of women
Aye,
is an
Tony.
extreme
Oh my
sport.
She had
God.
like, was there 4 of them?
Yeah,
Bro, so it's me and Vans, we were like four Chris's brothers, yeah. And leading up to the fight, there's all this talk about, you know, my man being a stud muffin, all this stuff, yeah. Then the fight starts happening. AJ Coin was in the mud.
Is it?
Yeah,
Stock going down.
Yeah, stock going down.
Stock went down, bro.
He's not that buff, you know. Jesus.
No, can we
That's
relax,
what you lot were
please?
commenting on.
Can you tell the truth, please?
Me tell the truth. I'm here to load a hella agenda, bro. About you and your pals.
No, we didn't say that his coin is in the mud. Not until the end where...
Oh, well, he was wilding out.
Yeah, that was just so...
That display.
God bless him.
Oh, man.
Alright, so we've all seen the fight. Let's talk.
Right.
So AJ versus Usyk, number 2 in Saudi Arabia, if I'm right.
Yeah.
He lost the first fight convincingly. Lost it at home. This is meant to be redemption, you know. I'll go back and get the belts. He's done it before when he lost to Ruiz.
Yeah.
Went back and got the belts.
Yep.
Let's be honest. Before the fight, how did you see it? Did you have him winning?
No. He was never going to get it back.
Is that you being like sensible? If you're being like your deluded fan, did you have like a glimmer of hope that he might do it?
I had a glimmer of hope.
I did have a glimmer, but it was more so like not hope, but more like a wish,
A prayer?
like I wanted him to take it home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of like, he has to, the depths that he has to go to internally to get that back. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't know if he's got it in him.
He ain't got that dog in him.
He looks,
bro.
He looks defeated now, like mentally.
Do you know? I feel like now is the time that he could come back up if he was to go and start training. And
do you think now that he's got everything off his chest, right? He's showing his vulnerability to the maximum as a heavyweight boxer. You don't really see that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so now he's got that over and done with. Would it be that time to recoup, go back in the back cave, and then?
I think he needs to just be himself, bro. Because at this point, I don't know who he is. Because he was
telling us, you know, when we were 5 years old, he was in jail.
When you man was in college, I was outside. I was getting ready in here.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, obviously he's put out little hints of like the whole he got arrested and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I know what to believe because obviously he's telling us in full now, But this whole persona that he's displayed, for me, it's like, who are you then?
But do we?
Really,
one thing I don't like about sometimes, like I feel like we act oblivious, like we don't understand when you're the flying. That's crazy. When you're the guy and you're the guy and you're black as well, you have a different kind of weight on your shoulders, isn't it? Also, we're in the UK, it's not America. I think like sometimes we romanticize and look at the heyday of like when like Tyson was moving braids and certain heavyweights. We've never had that in the UK. Yeah, they don't even like winners like that, bro. This man loved Tim Henman, bro. He's a loser, bro.
It's true.
Guys didn't win nothing, bro.
Tim Henman was like the poster boy for
man was on Robinson and that. He ain't won shit, bro.
Man, he had a hill named after him
bro.
At Wimbledon that he's
Murray
never won.
Mounts, bro.
Henman Hill, was a thing for years. I was like, rah.
Are you telling the truth?
Fam.
Yeah.
Henman Hill.
Yeah, bro. And I'm like,
they're praying each year he gets to like the quarterfinals.
And I'm like, how are you gonna give Donny? How are you gonna give Donny a hill
and pray?
Yeah, not literally, but like the people that are not inside on like centre court, whatever, they'll watch it on like a big screen because going to Wimbledon is like a day out and stuff, innit? So,
fam, you can't name a hill after a Donny that's never won this competition.
Yeah, they don't like winners, bro.
Crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So that's just always my go-to example, like the coach here. So I think like I do get it, yeah. Like he's kind of had to toe a line in it, and the reward on that is when you're doing whatever Jaguar tag watch, drinks, sportswear brands, all this stuff. The reward is very handsome on the other end, and it's a very like carefully like scripted and managed from a PR point of view.
Yeah,
public image, because before this year, he's only in like skirmishes with the media have been when he said the thing about doing BLM about supporting black business, and like really what he was saying was local business, but yes, group economics is important. How we spending money elsewhere, we should be spending money with each other, and that's how we empower ourselves. Unfortunately, we're in a capitalist society. That's how you do it. You see other communities, insert obvious community, how they do it, innit? So, and then I think he had one time he was going back and forth with someone in boxing and said they were like a disappointment to the black superior race. Outside of that, the time he spoke about when his niece, he was talking about how he parents her compared to how he parent his son.
Yeah.
That That's
got
it.
him.
When you really check it, he hasn't even really put a foot wrong majorly, other than obviously losing in the ring as of recent. His public image has been sweet, innit?
I feel like there was a hint when he ran up on the uni students.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I feel like now that what happened.
Oh yeah,
now,
that's the bro.
Like, he broke his little
image. He's having a breakdown right before our eyes,
and we didn't see it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because that's a brazy thing to do, bro.
Bro,
you're the heavyweight.
Like, come on.
You're all right. You've lost your belt. Yeah, you've lost your belts. So maybe that's because, and AJ's brand, is to walk around and smile all the time.
Yeah.
Shake hands.
Yeah.
Kiss babies. Take.
We got to
pictures.
smile so much that we see the gold tooth all the way at the back of his of his mouth.
Facts.
It's never like I've never seen him just normal. I always see his teeth.
Yeah.
So like,
you said AJ's like Issa Rae.
but bro, like, what I'm saying is that like, knowing that like, I've lost my belts here, and he knows in his mind that this is a tough mountain to climb. How am I gonna do it whilst going out in the public, having to smile all the time, having to be the AJ that you've created, essentially. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess now we can see that the Donny's not perfect.
Yeah.
And he has his emotions, innit? Like, obviously, like on the internet, people are gonna clown him, innit? There's gonna be hella memes that's gonna be taken from this.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand as well, he just lost the fight.
Yeah.
Like, and yes, he performed a lot better than he did in the first fight. He put his all into it, and his all wasn't enough. He got tired really quickly in comparison to Usyk. And Usyk was like using his feet way better than AJ. AJ was too flat-footed. Usyk was always on his toes, and he tired him out.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Like, maybe in the 9th round, I thought, he rocked him a little bit, but then there was no like momentum with it. There was no follow-up. There was no aggression to finish it.
Yeah. The thing is, Usyk never looked truly close to going. Like, he was getting hit.
Yeah. And he felt it.
That uppercut that AJ was trying to land throughout the whole fight, he wasn't even landing it. And I could see it from across the road, bro. He was trying to throw that punch, bro. So
that's the thing. I was watching it with a lot of people, and like, I'm just watching it because I knew who I thought was gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
I wasn't like doing too much. I was just watching, innit? But every time AJ threw a punch and missed, they would be like, "Ooh,
yeah."
It's like, no, but he missed, bro. Like, are you not seeing?
That was them. That was them who was watching the fight.
And the thing is that, like, when like you play like Street Fighter and that, and you've got the bar, the energy bar.
Yeah.
As he throws one big punch and he misses, the power's reducing, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally what it was.
And when you're throwing and missing, it's gonna make you start second guessing yourself. So those times when like we want him to let his hands go, in my opinion, I think why he's not doing it is physically tired, but also mentally tired. Where it's like, I don't want to throw this bang, and then he counters me, because also he's fighting a southpaw fighter as well. So it's a different thing to like deal with in the ring, innit? So, but like, bro, you just met someone else better than you across 24 rounds. He's won the majority of them. Yeah. The first fight was definitely more convincing for me than this one. He put a better show on it, but it still wasn't enough, innit?
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. So,
do you think? Did you hear like the conspiracies in regards to the split decision?
Oh yeah, bro. You see the first judge? That's Mandem.
All right.
The one judge had it 115, 113 in AJ's favor. That's abysmal, bro. Even Stevie Wonder can see that that wasn't the score, bro.
So Stevie might be able to see it.
Stevie might be able to get a ring.
Low key.
High key.
I've heard 1-2 stories.
Yeah. Heard a couple stories about Stevie. You ain't slick.
Yeah. Stevie
But you know what? I'm happy for AJ now, though. Like, I feel like he has a choice. He can be himself now. Like, he can be who he really wants to be.
But are we gonna like the real AJ? Because the real AJ he's showing us currently, yeah.
Nah, this was a breakdown. This was an AJ. This was like fighting to just breathe, fam. Like, I
I
feel
think
like
it's just hit rock bottom now.
yeah, I just
Like,
feel like
just
it's
up
like,
from
all right,
here
then
now.
what next?
He's lost it because
He's
like
lost it.
he keeps squaring up to everyone. The old man in the fucking hallway, be professional. He's like, what?
That was the
But
referee.
Vans, have you never been on edge before? Like,
Where you're absolutely rattled.
bro, anybody around me can get it, bro.
Yeah.
All he said was be professional.
Yeah,
Keep
be
it
professional.
I don't think was he even talking to AJ.
He said it hella loud.
Yeah, he said it.
So he said
it hella loud.
anything in the vicinity is dangerous,
Bro, because like, you know, like when you're watching the clip, like, and there's a lot of people around, you hear obviously like the murmurs and the chit chat, and then you hear one big be professional.
So yeah, I'll take it personal.
It is personal.
It's like what?
But you know what's mad for me is this is the problem with AJ. So you know, so he lost convincingly, yeah. But once the fight finishes, we literally get, people forget, we get both sides with AJ in terms of like the public persona and like the humble stuff, you know, stay humble, stay hungry, that stuff.
Yeah, he was bowing to the
Bro,
team.
they kneeled in front of each other, like the respect thing. He was holding the Ukraine flag. That's why I said we should have started with the Ukraine national anthem, you know, because AJ was flying the flag more than he was.
Yeah.
He was holding the flag, and then he lost his head. I don't know if he was. Some people say he was concussed. He storms out of the ring, then he comes back. He throws the belts.
Yeah,
That was just disrespectful, bro.
yeah.
Like, you don't do that.
I load
man.
that clip up I sent you earlier. Load that clip, man.
Bro, like if I'm what'd you call it, Usyk, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga on?
Yeah.
Do you know what AJ saving grace was? That English isn't that great with Usyk.
Oh yeah.
That was AJ saving grace.
just watched
How
it.
how did I win the fight? Yeah,
And you're telling me,
and you're doing the talking, bro.
Yeah.
Your whole man
Yeah.
says sorry. I'm stealing your moment. Man's looking around like, what's
Taylor
going on
Swift
here?
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for you.
People
I'm
actually
gonna
said
let
they
you
had a
finish.
Kanye moment.
I don't
Yeah,
know what
he
It
did.
was so cringe.
I feel sorry for him, but I feel like he can start from wherever he wants to start from now. Like,
Yeah.
if he wants to be this I went jail persona, he can.
Yeah, but
It's
Stop hanging around with rappers, man.
It's like,
Stop hanging around with rappers
why?
because this is what they're making him do, bro.
don't do that. You're sounding like the man. Our music is a negative influence. You're sounding like the man, bro. Don't do that.
So trying to
Listen, from what I read, yeah, that case that he caught before the Olympics and that, he could have gone and done like a 3 to 5 in it. So he won a small boy thing in it.
What was it?
It was food in it. He got a food case in it. So he managed to bust it for whatever reason. So yeah, it's coming from a real place and that. But you know, it's when you're so high
at this
up
point
here,
in your career,
people can't almost believe that like to be true in it.
Yeah.
It's more like, because I won't even allude to it, but there's a boxer out there that they're touting. That they're touting as the next guy. That Sky touting. He comes from a real place. Like if you know, innit? Think about who's the next guy that like fits the model, good looks, really tall. He may eventually become a heavyweight. If people know where that Don's coming from and what he was getting up to,
I have to go and have a look.
yeah, and I'll tell you after. Like, yeah. It's his thing's crazy. So,
But I think this is the price you pay when you sacrifice who you are for what you like.
Would you know?
What he's got.
100 million plus.
No,
you
but I'm
sacrifice.
saying you could, bro. There's a way to include your past.
But it's always
Where-
been there. It's not like I don't think people found out on the fight that he could have gone jail. But it's always been there because it's always that story of like, because boxing's because the entry points of boxing are very low, where you can just go to a gym and it's a working class sport in it. So you can come off from the roads, you can come from jail, like the Bernard Hopkins story. Like you can do that and become the champion of the world, innit?
But have you ever heard him talk with this much passion about it?
He was
shouting out
concussed,
the
bro.
wing, bro. Like,
man was shouting in Saudi Arabia,
Yeah, that's his cousin, innit? Yeah.
bro. I would have got it.
Man said House Block 4.
Yeah, bro. He
I would
was
have
really
got it if he did it at Wembley, like, you know, Northwest, you know.
like
this is around the corner, innit? Like,
That's a free scratch.
you know what I'm saying? But man was screaming that in Saudi Arabia, bro.
Like,
You know what-
In front of the sheikhs.
You know what killed me though? Bismillah.
I hated that. That made me feel sick. That actually made me feel sick. Like I was like, bro, what are you doing? The way he
I know, looking around,
his head
like,
went back as
This
well.
is what we spent 150 million. I said, Bismillah.
I said, no, my brother. This is embarrassing.
That's when I
is
thought there had to be
horrible.
something wrong with him.
horrible.
That was
Okay, all by the side, because Vans said it on the night, and I wasn't hearing it. But do you think he was concussed?
Yeah, that
I don't
even
know.
if it's like
I
out of
don't
character for him,
Yeah.
you know, that just seemed just everything about that. Nothing about it made sense.
He took hold of two
Oh, yeah, play this. Go on, Vans.
the belts, the Ring magazine and the WBA Super, I think. What's he doing here? I don't care about strong. I have that skills. And he threw them down. Skills in boxing. Why?
Flashback.
I'm gonna dash these belts because you gotta learn to respect me as a person.
We quoting that.
Yeah, quoting that, bro. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like,
End of flashback.
Bro, because so Dan's got Sammy Dan's got
that.
to sit down with him, innit? And in the sit down, he talks about dashing the belts,
I
innit?
watched it.
So I'm just like, was this premeditated?
Okay.
Has he always?
New information has come to light.
Because the argument is, yeah, is
But
that
listen to what Donny was saying to Usyk, bro. I'm like, fam,
There's no need.
I just beat you, yeah, for the second time.
Yeah.
Give them fucking belts. Yeah, because I didn't show you no disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I beat you fair and square. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come and do the fake PR thing, and then when my back's turned, you're throwing my belts out the ring.
That's so rude, bro.
Yeah.
I just thought that was too much, man.
Nah, it's rude. I'm not gonna,
Bro, like have an outburst, yeah. Like, you know, if this is your cry for help, great, yeah. Like, I understand that there's a lot of pressure, and like he may feel like he's underappreciated for all of his achievements, which is well within his right to. But don't go and disrespect the other Donny that just came into the ring to do what he came to do, and he done it.
Yeah.
Because there's an argument he should never take in the fight.
Really?
Yeah, because so I think part of the reason why the belt's dashing, maybe the concussion and like what Vans is saying, not feeling appreciated. I also think people like to like not giving the credit for it because he's like, obviously your fight, he should be. He actually hasn't ducked any smoke. When you actually check his career in terms of like since he's been on, he's got there a lot quicker than he probably should have. When he's lost to people like Usyk's been fighting since like his early teenager. He's got his amateur career is long, innit? That's why when he's in the ring, he's almost schooling them because AJ hasn't been fighting that long and had that many fights. When you see Dylan White making mistakes as well, it's like these man have jumped the queue.
Yeah.
A little bit off like obviously leverage that AJ had by winning the Olympics and being like tied up with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. Dylan White just pure self-belief,
right,
and like sheer determination and willpower. But in terms of boxing IQ and actually being in the ring rounds and stuff, they haven't boxed that much. Like when he lost to Reese has got like I think like almost like 100 amateur fights, something stupid. Like he's been in the ring a lot. AJ hasn't, innit? So he's fought Usyk. One could argue he shouldn't have fought Usyk. He could have. This is in my opinion, the route he could have gone down was, of course, pound for pound, my man's cleaning up the cruiserweight division. He's coming up to heavyweight. Your first fight is Derek Chisora, who's kind of become like a gatekeeper in boxing. So if you want to get to the next level, you fight Chisora, you beat him, and that's your ticket to maybe going to pay-per-view, going to challenge for a title, whatever. But I'm the guy in the sport. I'm the main don. I could just vacate the belts, and you have to go and prove yourself in the division and fight more fighters, innit? Fight more heavyweight fighters. Where he's all Usyk has done is not all because he's cold, innit? It's fight Chisora, and then jump Luke and go to AJ. But he's done it because he's a champion, and it's a mandatory, innit? Whereas like when Fury's had his time, he's had warm-up fights. Like he's fought a guy called Tom Schwartz. There was a time he was fighting in the ring, and there was a fight in the crowd that was better. Like those are the things that AJ had to deal with, innit? But at the same time, heavy's ahead, innit? Because if he had one, then I don't have to fight as often. That's one thing as well. If you watch boxing from like a youth man, this generation now, you get 1-2 fights max per year for the top guys. And that's also probably affecting man when man ain't inactive.
Yeah.
But when the next fight potentially is 40-50 mil, I might not risk it and go and fight someone in between that. I can sit out and wait, innit? And also these big fights take a lot of planning and prepping, and it can only be in certain destinations like Saudi and only like because you're not gonna make that money in the UK, innit? So I think those things all play a part. So it's kind of nuts, innit? So
yeah, man, and obviously,
but he has to take his L though, innit? Like
you got to take
L, bro.
Like how his behavior was obviously bizarre to the majority of the British public because they see him as
for
some reason, it's an indication that
together.
he's been media trained, a PR puppet. So this is like validation that I always knew he was a fraud.
Yes, because that's some of the comments I've been seeing.
Right,
true colours, all of that kind of stuff. When really it's like,
but like, aren't we entitled to an outburst every now and again?
Yeah, but I think we're cutting him more slack because our guy. It's just someone else. If this is Tyson Fury, we'd be cooking him way more than this, bro. We'd be cooking him.
I don't know. But
Are we entitled to an outburst? It's an interesting question. I don't know. Yes.
See how much times
think about it.
Obviously.
Think about like how many times you, man, want to have an outburst.
I do.
But obviously, like
in privacy.
Yeah, but
I go
like
to therapy.
If
I'll pay for my outburst.
Yeah, my bro.
I'll pay for my outburst, bro.
Yeah, but the metrics are different because you're not a public figure like that of his magnitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like it's
but
different.
That's even more so why there needs to be thought behind it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Where was his bridges? Let's talk about that though, bro.
Well, all the niggas that are around in the little t-shirts and that behind him. Where were you at?
Hey, don't say little t-shirts, bro. Those shirts are extra large, bro. Don't say that. Don't say that. Behave
See you
yourself.
lot all reaping the rewards and that,
T-shirts.
driving your nice things and that.
Yeah.
Where was you at his darkest moment?
I'm surprised no one didn't take the mic off him, bro.
What would you have done in that situation?
Bro, I'm slapping the back of Vans' neck.
Bro,
That was Vans to get him, bro.
You say you're slapping the back.
I'm slapping the back of his neck, bro. We have to fight to maybe stop him,
All right.
and vice versa. Vans put the headlock.
Fair.
The thing is
Fair, but
And if his head-
it could have been like a culture clash. The Skepta and Wiley. Shut up!
He said shush.
Oh, yeah, shush. That's
told Wiley
even
to shush.
worse.
And then Wiley got home and said, you know what? Fuck BBK, man.
Shush is crazy.
That
worse
is
than
insane, bro.
Yeah.
That's worse than sharp.
Yeah.
But the thing is, at this point, you know the stakes are high. Like you know what your man's brand is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're around him constantly. You know what the what keeps this ship sailing. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when he's having these type of moments, and like when you spend like that much time with your boy, I would assume that like you can kind of gauge where the energy is. Like you know you've and like you said, when he was running up on them uni utes, it's like it's a start of something. It's a pattern trickling down to like going to the ring in Saudi Arabia and losing for the second time. You're not getting your belts, bro.
But you know what it is? I feel like ego played a huge part in what we saw that night. See, when he walked off, should have carried on. It's better for them to say,
Be a sore loser.
AJ walked off, he's a sore loser, bro. You can make whatever
The thing is that
narrative,
when he
like-
first did that, I was like, he stopped because he remembered those brand deals.
Yeah.
But then he came back and went brazy on the mic.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have done it. I think he should have carried it. Their man
But if
should
you
have been
hear
like,
it,
keep walking.
if I'm gonna fuck her, let me fuck up well. Man came back and doubled down, bro.
It should be fair. It probably was tied into like business why he had to stay, but their man should have said, "Yo,
You have to check your boys.
keep going."
Do you know that like that was like
Even if we bring you back out, but we need to take you away first.
that was like uncontrolled anger. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whereas I've seen Mike Tyson angry, but it's very controlled because
Are you crazy?
bro, no.
Yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
land.
No.
I
Like
wanted to-
in that famous speech, he said it so smoothly all the way up into the end. Praise be to Allah,
Bismillah.
I knew
Oh
that
my
he was
God.
in control of what he was saying in this anger, in this speech.
Fair.
He was like, my defense is impregnable. Like, I'm ferocious. I'm from their cloth.
But I've also seen Mike Tyson tell a man, "I'll fuck you till you love me."
Yeah.
that was
but-
also quite controlled.
Yeah.
What?
Bro,
They see the guy in the car said to him, "I need to put you in a straitjacket."
you know why?
And
Yeah,
his response
because
is, I'll fuck you till you love me.
yeah, because
I won't
you know
say
why?
I won't say
It
the word he
sounds
said
scripted.
It's all
after.
poetry.
Yeah, like there's
Which is poetic.
bro, there's like there's structure to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's flow, and I'm like,
That's
this.
speed guide.
I was like, this guy said this in the mirror before he came out.
Exactly. This is a response he's had in his pocket.
Jesus
I want
Christ.
your heart. I want to eat his children.
It's mad.
He's no conqueror. I'm Alexander.
It's mad.
People are gonna study this at university
Yeah,
somewhere.
they need to make an NFT out of all them like Tyson moments, and that's crazy, bro. Make an NFT, bro. Bro, there's money to be made, bro.
There's money to be made, man.
It's just on the interwebs and that, like on random YouTube channels. I don't know. I think the one bit I think we're missing, yeah. Does he have yes men around him? Because we're saying friends should have done this. If it was me with Vans, vice versa, it was Haich, Chrissy, whatever. The fact that no one jumped in to stop You're saying people in small t-shirts and driving in nice cars. Are there yes men around him? Innit?
Yeah.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. And I saw another clip at the post conference.
Yeah.
Of a guy like saying, like basically saying like, you know, like you should have won it, or like.
But he said like up until like the ninth or 10th round, like you was arguably up, or like it was a draw. And I was like, brother, you're capping so hard right now.
Yeah, you just gotta be honest, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, just so that he can, like, you can't be the best time to be the most real is in that corner when Donny is up against someone that is like way out your depth.
But also emotions are high now. If I tell you the truth, you might send me home, and there's no more Wagyu beef, bro.
It's true.
I gotta go home.
Yeah,
That's the integrity behind it, though, bro. Send me home if you want, but I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Because now all I've got is a t-shirt and the memories, bro.
Well, not in savings now.
Bro, I spent it all, bro. I thought the money was gonna land from the shakes, bro. I didn't save for a rainy day. It's always sunny, bro.
But yeah,
What's going on here?
like you said, man, the ego was a lot to play in this, because he knows that he's the main name.
Yeah.
In this fight, I'm selling this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are paying to see you lose.
And you also get handsomely rewarded.
Yeah.
Even though you lost, in terms of your pay
And
package.
he just signed that, what, $100 million deal?
They must be thinking, fuck this investment, bro.
He's eating.
Because he's just gone to the zone, because it's like they're launching this like with
Get your money,
AJ
King.
as they're like, you know, the face of their
their thing.
their operation. My man's lost.
I think it's a perfect place for him to go away and start building himself back up.
What's the next fight?
That is crazy, bro.
Usyk is
No, not for I'm talking about AJ. What's AJ's next fight? What's the route? You're saying, okay, his own way is up, this is a good thing. What is his next fight? Where do we go to next?
Therapy still.
Have you got a discount code? Tony's got a discount code for therapy.
someone said
The way I just wheeled
someone said AJ's next fight is going to be on Wicked and Bad.
No.
This is why I love the internet. I get it. He's our guy, but let the jokes
His
fly,
next
bro.
opponent is Lippy.
I don't do that to Lippy. What did you say?
I saw that
his next
floated
fight is
up.
Lippy.
Yeah, his next fight is Lippy.
That is funny.
Bro.
I think it's an eternal fight still. Otherwise, he's going to keep losing. I think he's got to go figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
For real.
Take the time out.
Yeah.
And do that inner soul search. Soul search. See what
I saw that.
I was giving himself flowers, man. Let the people give it to you, man.
Come on, man. Right, man. Big me up, man.
Oh, yeah, shout out to you.
Nah, but yeah, like he needs to do that in order to kind of like get out of the space that he's in, because like I said, man, like he has to live with the fact that everything that you put out there in terms of your vulnerability is there constantly. It's there. People are gonna wheel it up for a week or so, and then eventually people are gonna forget. But then to the person that it's happening to, it's their reality that they have to deal with, and he has to step out of the house and know that he kind of humiliated himself in a way. Yeah. And I think that I've seen a lot of people show him sympathy, and like I've been mad empathetic and stuff, which is great because he needs that. And then there's the other people that are like, oh yeah, he was see you next Tuesday.
It was a little bit though, obviously, because you still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys buying the tears at the so the presser after the fight?
Yeah. I felt it was genuine.
Still.
Yeah,
I felt for him, man. But you know, you've got to hold that because obviously, not only did you lose, it was the aftermath after that you have to kind of address as well.
Yeah.
So,
I even see Eddie Hearn. He was gonna cry, but he was.
Shout out to Eddie Hearn because like he handled it well as well.
Yeah, he backed him up and said, like, yo, listen, like you don't fight these guys, like you take these fights on and stuff, innit? So it'll be interesting to see where they kind of go to next. If they're like, maybe let's put this AJ thing on pause for now and try and, you know, focus on other fighters. But I think Joe Joyce, maybe Dillian White again, something back home, you know.
I do want to see the redemption of AJ. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I still support the
There's
Donny, and I
fights out
want
there,
him to
still
do well. Do
Dillian
you know
White.
what I'm saying?
I still want to see him against Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I know obviously like the interest won't be as high because he didn't beat Usyk, but there's still fights out there for him, innit? So it just when the money's that high, you can kind of look at your exit as like, okay, cool, I can fight 1, 2, 3 man, 40, 50, 100 mil in terms of the fights, and I'm done, innit? Why am I now just gonna come out to England, maybe only fight for like 10, 20 mil? And I say only as if that's like peanut money, but when I got these fights, because remember it was the undisputed thing they were trying to go for, innit? And that kind of got mashed up. So
True.
yeah, no, we'll see him bounce back, innit? So
Yeah, man. I hope he does, because there's a lot of people saying that, like, you know, after this he's done. He's probably not going to fight again. He's made enough. He's made enough money. He's made generational peas, so he can just kick back. But
I think he cares about people's opinion too much.
Yeah,
He can't leave like
you
this.
can't go out like
yeah,
this.
because you can't go out like that.
Man said basically like, I'm BBW, bro. I'm not. Do you know what he said at the end of the fight? He said,
I'm heavy.
I said, I ain't 14 stone. I'm heavy. And all the girls are using that clip when saying, when my man asks me to get on top.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because you know these babes, they want to ride in it because all their knees are bad in it. So
Man said all their knees are bad.
yeah.
All of them.
Across the board.
Nice
You've
try,
been doing
don't do
research, yeah. Mad.
Pardon?
Wow.
No, I just listen to my sisters, innit, you know. Let us know what's going on in these streets.
Cool.
Okay.
You drink your gin, man.
Yeah, nah. Do you know what? That clip was funny.
Man said, I'm not 14 stone. I'm
He was like,
heavy.
I'm heavy.
Man said, I'm heavy.
Ah, mate.
But also
Yeah.
on the topic of fighting and fighters, Tion Wayne might be the realest rapper alive, bro.
I hear
Oh,
it.
mad.
We have to, bro. I'm here for the shenanigans, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Come on, bro.
You excited by it?
Not excited, but you know, I find it very
that was-
interesting.
The way you
and
asked that question
was crazy.
Nah, not like that, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
Vans is
guys.
mugging me still. He's mugging me, but we need the balance, innit?
Nah, not like that.
I don't do that again. There's not in front of company. Crazy.
Don't watch me, bro.
I'll just get angry and start throwing windows and that. But nah, man, like this is real, man. Just because man are like successful in that now doesn't mean people don't fall out and that. And like,
The striking thing for me is
on.
that obviously,
I like what you did there.
you know, the more successful you become, yeah, when you go on holiday, it's a different thing. Like, you can just live in luxury,
Right.
as opposed to before. But it seems like Tion Wayne doesn't like peace on holiday,
It's true.
I just don't. Yeah.
But them man travel their boxing gloves, bro.
bro. Like, what you got birded for? Wasn't that abroad?
That was in Dubai, innit? When they had a little altercation with Heady One on the
On
plane.
a plane. Now this in Dubai again. I'm like, bro, like, I'm hearing the
Dubai,
police out there are
okay.
But you
serious.
know what it is, Dubai, yeah? Like, because I was there not even long ago. Like,
Were you fighting out there as well?
nah, God forbid. God forbid. But it's small, bro. You see everyone there. I saw other rappers. Like, you just see people.
Yeah.
So I can understand how.
Small little
And
section.
also
an
money in
issue.
it. When you're like, you're gonna run into the same people in it. When you're
Yeah.
at a certain level, you're gonna see the same face in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, of course, I'm talking about the altercation with Dutch in Dubai, whatever. I just find it hilarious because like everyone's saying, when you're at a certain level, we should move a certain way. But just because man now have bread and are successful doesn't mean shit can't still happen, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know the reason behind the altercation and that, but I'm like, this guy's kind of living his raps.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, fair.
You know, because old school.
Even-
I remember Mr.
even-
Silver had a little altercation.
Yeah.
And
we
you
did-
know-
we spoke about it.
Yeah, I
in the
remember we
pod
spoke
as
about that across the road and that, like,
yeah.
and that was always something proper silly as well. But it's like, yeah,
And the thing is that when you say he actually lives his raps, ironically, he says it on the song that he's on with Dutch.
yeah, yeah. And he posted
And
the
he
clip as well.
posted
Yeah,
it.
Look at that. Live
I think he
imitating
loves
art.
it. I think he loves it.
The life imitated art.
yeah. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know that they had an issue.
Me neither.
No, I don't know what that's all about, but we got it how we got it, and I find it funny as well. Everyone's always got their phone out.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like that anymore, man.
yeah.
It's just the game's changed, isn't it?
But yeah, that
accept
it causes like the retaliation to be even worse because
The violation was in 4K.
the violation was in 4K. Yeah,
You had to bop away with one shoe on.
imagine
That
like
was
on the
Jesus.
iPhone 13 portrait mode,
Chris, you want to
Pro
shoot
Max.
slider?
Embarrassment.
bro. But do you know what? Yeah, a lot of these fights. Yeah, what phones are filming this, please?
It's
because
true.
it's never in great quality.
It's always an
I was like,
Android.
don't you rich niggas have iPhone 13?
But Vans, in the melee, yeah, remember like every time we do back
Google
to
phones. I thought like the Google community
like,
always bang on about their cameras.
Yeah, Chris is always like, wipe your phone. Man ain't got. They're not
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about that
no,
anymore.
Yeah,
thinking
true,
about
true,
that.
So that's why it's grainy footage.
Yeah.
And
And when
for
you upload it
Balenciaga,
as well.
the camera's clean.
Oh yeah, when it's time to show drip, the
Yeah,
camera's
yeah,
clean.
the
as well.
lens is clean for the drip, innit?
Yeah, of course.
For the fluorescent joints.
Have you guys seen that clip of Charleston White where he's talking about that, like that thing of like not respecting the people that pull out the camera phones out? As much as like, let's say God forbid I have a fight out there, I get brushed, yeah.
Yeah,
As much as I'm going to be
he's
on
gonna
the
shoot the
person
Donny.
that punches me up, I'm going to be on the people that are like got
Yeah,
their
I'm
camera
trying to
phones
take the
out.
phone.
Yeah, because
That
like
footage is not.
someone's got to feel my wrath now. Because like
What if you get wiped by the Donny with the phone as well? You see bare hands.
Yeah, that's
This is
mad.
my first person shooter.
Man,
And
man,
the
no
funny
one's
thing is
recording
that
it. No one's recording
there was a clip circulating the other day, like these girls fighting, yeah. And then the girl that was filming it, she just the babe was like, "Nah, I'm scrapping you too." She's like, "Wait."
Phone dropped on the
I
floor.
hear it.
But that's what I'm saying. At least the phone drops on the floor. So even if I get dusted, no one knows.
Yeah, but it got posted though, like.
Yeah.
But there's
Bro,
going
I'll
to
be
be
doing
someone
TMZ when I'm
else that's
getting
going to
beaten
be
up, are you
filming
crazy?
that.
But this is
so
the
they're
issue.
going to be
This is why I
across the
don't like
road
it though, man.
watching you
This
trying
is why I
to
don't
punch up
like
the
it.
person that
This is
you
why I
tried
don't
to
like
punch up for
I said,
filming.
don't
You
be
can't,
doing
'cause every
TMZ when
time
I'm
you go
getting
to
beaten
someone
up.
else, someone else pulls out the phone.
Exactly,
It's like,
it's long.
it's long.
You have to take your L.
Nah.
Yeah, it's mad. Like having a phone out, especially like the Donny with the cleanest of cameras. Them Google phone niggas,
No one's trying to help you. They're just watching you get
yeah.
mashed
like
up.
in
Well,
4K.
I mean, if you saw him getting beat up, would you help him?
Oh no, I'm not even talking about him.
Okay,
'Cause,
fine.
If it was my up, I'll film it and put it on slow mo.
slow mo.
Yeah, fling that on TikTok.
Suddenly you know how to do video editing. Alright, be honest though, boys. Yeah, see, like right now, like obviously in preparation for summer, everyone's trying to get beach ready. Yeah, like obviously we're grown men, we might be behaving themselves, but are you guys fight ready? Like if you stepped out the studio right now and like you bumped into your worst enemy, yeah, and it goes down right now, are you fight ready?
As muscle memory wise,
Yeah,
I believe so. Like, the instincts will kick.
yeah. The instincts will
Is that you being hopeful or?
I got one bang.
Do you know what it is?
I got one.
Yeah. Do you know-
I'm hoping on the one.
do you
I'm
know
not
what it
trying to
is,
scuff,
though?
bro.
Do you-
Do you know
yeah,
how long it is?
it's long.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is
Yeah,
though?
long, still long.
Like you said, muscle memory, innit? Like the instincts that you learn on how to defend yourself will always remain because it's a threat against you, innit?
Speed and which they
This,
work
yeah,
at.
of course,
Different.
of course.
Hey, I asked you a very basic question. Are you fight ready? Man, I'm talking about, bro. In
I believe so.
1996,
It depends on who my opponent is.
your worst enemy.
I don't have enemies. So,
myself.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
ran to my
bro,
younger self, and he fisted me up.
yeah,
bro.
that's right.
And the thing is,
Younger me would.
That would.
But younger me ain't respecting it right now. I'm getting dripped.
Yeah.
fam, and the thing is,
The only
that
reason I'll win is because of like size.
You're gonna old man him. Just gonna hold
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
there's
I say you don't want to do
instincts,
that.
though. I'm telling you,
Younger
there's
me is
instincts
cleaning me.
because like there's always like, especially when there's the threat of violence against you, yeah, there's always gonna be different scenarios and different levels.
But you're gonna fight with your rucksack on, like just come straight from work.
Nah.
But hear what I'm saying though. But here,
I'm gonna take out my laptop.
But
Like,
slide
listen,
off.
can I just put down my hackard bell, please?
but listen to what I'm saying. But listen to what I'm saying though. Like it, like not even just like how we're living now.
Yeah.
Even like in the past, right? When we were a lot younger, there was different types of scenarios. There was different threats of violence against you. There was different levels. There could be a Donny like where it's just you and him, no weapons, no nothing. And then there could be a situation, where you're standing in front of like 9 man, tooled up. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
ain't standing, bro.
That's different. That one.
do you know what I'm saying? But like, what I'm saying is that your instincts are going to be different, or tailored to the type of scenario. And for me, that will never leave.
When's the last time your instinct had to kick into play, like for you, man, as adults, like growing
Half and half. When I was in Poland the other week.
Was it international fighter?
recently? All the time.
recently,
I was
when
like,
I was-
why are you here?
Yeah, wow. Yeah. It was like,
Location.
yeah, he was like,
Poland.
why are you there, bro?
What's in Poland, fam?
Yeah. On a night out. But prior to that, like, it's been a while. And yeah, the last time, before this time, it was insane, bro. Like my back was against the wall, basically.
Is that the thing I'm thinking about? The
bro.
Have you not spoken about it before?
Nah. I don't think so.
Yeah, it was peak. So again, I had to.
But that one was nuts.
I had to maneuver in a way, in a different type of way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like to kind of like, make them step back a little bit.
Okay.
It's a backup,
and then go out of it.
And get out of it, because obviously, like if I'm chatting to the Donny that can set the wolves on man, and like I can, like we're sizing each other up, but we're leveling at this point. It's different to if it was just me and him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and the instincts are different. That's all I'm saying.
What about you, Fols?
I hear you. That was cute. That was nice.
I like how you got that one.
No, I am, but leave me alone, boy. Please allow me, man. Because like, it's not because of the issue I have with you now. I'm gonna be fighting you because of cost of living crisis. I'm gonna be fighting you because of my
inflation is up.
Yeah, because of my previous depression. I'm gonna be fighting you because of my daddy issues. It's a lot, bro. Like, really, truthfully, this ain't for you, bro. But if you want to take this beating on your shoulders, then
actually hear that.
Let's go.
Yeah. For yourself and myself, allow me in it, please. And also, it's like I was joking when I say it, but in truth as well, it's like, because man, I'm walking around with that energy. Like when growing up, I was at all boys school, so you're just boisterous all the time. Then that kind of phase out a little bit,
bro. Like you just want to lead with love now. Like you just you just want to live, bro. Like everyone is good vibes, isn't it? Like you know, and we've walked around this with this energy for years, bro. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like
and sometimes the coping mechanism, like even at like that, you know, late night hoodie on, mean bop. Bro, this is all I've got, bro.
Yeah.
Because I need you to be scared of me because I'm also scared.
I hear that.
So this might get me home safe, innit? So if you're fearful of me, you're gonna stay away from me, innit? You know, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I said that to say this, don't fight me outside, innit? I'm a podcaster.
Yeah, I'm not on.
I come in peace, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not on nothing.
I lead with love.
Someone out there is like, Lord, the men you sent to war. The men you used to send to war.
They don't want to fight.
I don't want to fight. Nah, man. We want to live like a nice and safe lifestyle.
Come on, man. Man's getting old, bro. Leave that to the young bucks, bro.
Yeah, leave that to the young bucks.
That's also a rite of passage. But back in the day, they were sending us to do ride out. Well, not us, but sending the man to do ride outs and do stuff and that whilst they're sitting down in the pub and that enjoying life. No. I'm at that age now as well, man.
Fam, like, and you know, we were talking about like people now flinging out their phones. We were the era of happy slaps.
True.
Yeah, but I feel like that was different.
That was a vio,
that
bro.
Was a big vibe.
Like Donnies that were asleep on the bus.
Like slapping uncles asleep.
That was crazy.
Uncles on early morning shift, you know. Like this is.
Can you imagine? Like the last thing that he wants is a slap.
Yeah.
That was a violation. Still, when I think about it,
fam,
terrible.
Like for no reason.
Anyone could get it.
Anyone can get it. You could just be minding your business, thinking about the stresses in your life. Yeah, thinking about, I don't know, whatever. Thinking about your babes, and then you just get slapped.
Do you know what's mad about that time? Yeah, it's like. That was like when the first video phones were coming out.
With that the leaf one.
Yeah, the leaf one. And it's like, right, so what? You give this phone to the mandem and this is what they do.
What are you saying? The CIA put phones in the hood to destroy us?
For the infighting.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
but it also shows that like, when we get onto the youngsters, bro, that's clout chasing. Yeah. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing the trend now, or the TikTok kids going into like the challenge where they're going still on that. They're going to get nicked. We saw it like a few weeks ago when I was in West End and I saw another one wearing in the McDonald's. But our era, like I said, we're from the era of happy
the riots.
But that's different though.
The London riots.
It's different though.
Because
why is it different?
Happy slapping, I don't recall. From what I remember, all I saw was the hand and the face.
Yeah.
It wasn't man putting the camera.
I've seen a few nuts ones still.
Is it?
Yeah, like there was some youths that went to my school, they made them kiss on camera and somebody used to in a video. There's been some I know what you're saying, like a lot of them were just like victim, impact.
Yeah.
But I have seen some brazy ones where it wasn't just like, I mean, one time there was in West End, and like, there's one girl, she was paying, bruv. And they just slapped her.
I didn't even know where it was going.
Bro,
we're going to say something else.
Bro, they just slapped her.
I went left.
Fols sounded so disappointed.
Hey,
she was like, bro,
breakers, bro. I'm not saying that if she wasn't as buff that it would have been fine, because I know how the internet gets. Let me just put that out there. But she was fucking buff, bro.
At the petrol station.
No, it's in West End, it's like outside the shop, innit? It's like, you know, put somebody, it's like the back to just trying to chat to her to move to her. And someone just boxed her. Man, you lot are insane, bro.
No, I think the main difference is like everything was new then. So the concept of like recording,
Pass my phone, please, man. Sorry.
we hadn't felt like the repercussions of it. Whereas now we see youths doing things and I'm like, bro, you're gonna go jail. Like you know that, I know that. Whereas us as youths, we hadn't clocked on to all that sort of like, do you know what I mean? All those sorts of like it's evidence, but we didn't understand people were taking phones and using XYZ. Whereas now we're like, you're literally incriminating yourself, and we've seen case again. So I'm like, you're way dumber than us. We was dumb.
Way dumb.
But you're dumb.
They have the internet, bro. You're putting it on the internet. It was like Bluetooth, innit?
Yeah.
Like, that's how the video.
We feel like it stayed amongst us.
We had a reference point of pre-internet, whereas them is just they're born into the internet. So everything for them is normal. Everything online is normal for them.
Fam.
We had a reference point, like we was there for like when there was no internet maybe, and then there was like dial up. So we were there for transition, whereas their first phones are iPhones.
No, but they had the reference point of the past, bro. Everything was new to us. That's what I'm trying to say. So like, we don't. What happens if you film this and send it? We don't know. We know that these lot have seen X amount of cases on Major Think or YouTube, or you see what I'm saying this happened because this person did this, or they seen Vlad talking about my man's been incriminated. They watched this stuff. We didn't know this.
Yeah,
we were the people it was happening to that they're supposed to learn from. You see what I'm saying? So it's not the same. I feel like their reference point, they have more information. They do have more information.
Maybe it's information overload for them, where it's like they're taking none of it in.
They had a lot. They have a lot of information. All you need to do is go online, like you said. Like there were certain things that you would only hear about if you were outside.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, do you know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's just plastered on the net. You can just go anywhere and like. And there's a lot of YouTube channels where Donnies are speaking about this like they're David Attenborough.
They're breaking down the beef.
They're breaking down the beef, narrating the thing like David.
Down, you hear what I'm saying? Breaking down the beef.
They're breaking down the beef like David Attenborough.
Beef takes long to break down, bro. In the Brody, bro, it takes long, bro.
And it's some random youth from Quay that's nowhere near
bro.
Beef. He's like, so my man
I
from
feel like
here.
they've made it up.
Like you're like,
they've made up the
fam.
But you know what's mad though? Like I won't act like I'm above what someone when you like the information is accurate, bro. A lot of it's very, very accurate. That's why it's scary as well.
Yeah.
But and also part of the problem we're saying about this generation, stuff is online, so it's like these things are like public record, like Snapchat footage and stuff like that, you know. And unfortunately, when people end up like dropping out and that becomes like news. So you can Google it and find people's information and stuff.
These Donnies are going inside at a fast rate because they're telling on themselves.
Yeah. But didn't you hear about? Didn't you see the youth that went to go and ride out and might have been Stonebridge, and they've basically like. They got done for joint enterprise. Their boy got killed, but because they went there with violent intent and they had enough stuff on them to go and commit like murder and that, they basically got done for their boy's body.
Oh,
the white
I know.
Yeah. They've gone for a ride out. Yeah. My man's got hit in the process. I think died at the scene, and all the youths in the car have got done for that. You know, so. There'll be someone on the one corner of the internet breaking that whole story down.
Craziest loss.
And the funny thing is, I don't know that from like mainstream news and media and stuff. I know that from like our microblog pages, isn't it? So, and of course, when it's street shit, you get the little gossip here and then you find out. And if someone's attached to a rap or whatever, you hear it. So it's kind of it's easy to come out, but like, bro, shit happens, bro. So,
yeah.
Separately, how do you like deal with homework and stuff? And it just popped into my head, because I'm like, you know, like when you're young, you have to do the homework or whatever you're doing, and like, wait, you're not sure where to get information from, maybe, how can you like not get straight 10s in your homework as a youth nowadays, because you can just Google everything now? It just popped into my head.
Laziness, innit?
Like, how can you,
bro? The youths here, they're so distracted by the internet. They're not using it to do anything, to better themselves. Not across the board. But like majority, bro, like when I spend time with kids, they're just on their phones. TikTok. I'm like, is this what you lot are doing all day? They're like, yeah.
China won, bro. It's a distraction tool, bro.
It's mad.
They won, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, speak on a bit. So you run a charity. Like, what's it specifically you guys do, and just break it down a little bit, and probably a good segue from the conversation we're having.
Yeah. So it's a music education charity. So what we do is in 2 segments. So we work in schools.
Okay.
We have 11 to 15-year-olds, and we pretty much take music students and teach them songwriting, production, and it's mainly songwriting, production skills basically throughout each term. So that's the 11 to 15-year-olds, and then for the 16 to 24-year-olds, we've got 2 main programs. One of them is a 7-week artist development program. So teach them performance skills, songwriting. We put them in the studio, teach them like how to record with a producer as well. And then at the end of the 7 weeks, they perform in front of like family and friends, and they can sell tickets with a live band as well.
Yeah.
But during that program, we also do like seminars and workshops from industry professionals. So they'll come in, talk about all the different roles in the music industry, and basically try to get them to open up their view. So instead of a lot of young people just want to be on stage. They want to be the next Stormzy or Ed Sheeran, and it's like that takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what we're saying is you come in as an artist and you leave knowing that you can be an artist, but you can also go and do something at a label, or you can also go
hold this camera, bro.
You know, like you can do but you could earn money in the music industry and then perform in the evening and the weekends or whatever and earn money but you don't have to be a struggling artist.
Right.
Is the idea. Do you know what I'm saying? And then the other program that we do is like we take three 18 to 24-year-old artists. We put them through a process of writing, recording and releasing an EP, all fully funded by the charity, obviously funding from elsewhere. But it's basically like a record label situation. So they literally come in with nothing and they leave with a whole EP.
Who owns their masters? I can hear someone asking in the background.
Confidential information. To be
fair, Diddy Supreme.
It's actually them. It's them. Like we literally just walk them through the process.
Right.
And their stuff is their stuff.
Do you feel like this is like a development scheme that's sort of missing in today's labels structure?
Do you know what? Because I haven't worked in a label. I know enough people that like are in close proximity, but I wouldn't be able to say like it's completely missing. I think the element we give is like the holistic sort of support that isn't necessarily there. Like emotional support, building confidence, all of that kind of stuff. I think now, if you're getting signed, it's because you've got like a following. You've got the music. You've kind of put yourself up on the social level, but in terms of like anxiety and mental health and can you actually perform?
Right.
I'm not sure that that's being taken care of fully. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean like
because
that's still a major problem in a lot of the labels. You know, the aftercare or you know, just the general mental care of the main acts. You know, like it's almost as if like they're like, all right, we've provided this sort of life for you, and with some of the money that you're earning, you can choose to take care of yourself on that accord,
or not. But yeah, there's no like
just sell these records, bro.
But fam, what if there was like workshops on, or just even advice on like, okay, you've made this much from your record deal, this is how to increase that, rather than like, because obviously the first thing you're going to do as an artist, depending on what type of artist, if you're a rapper, you got to get the jewels. Do you know what I'm saying? It helps the brand, but you're kind of losing peas. So
yeah,
what's the way that you're going to make money from the money you've made from a label? Because ultimately the label situation might end and you might still owe them money, or you might want to leave but you'll still owe them money. So how do you look after yourself so when it's all done you're good? Like that's not, they might be happening, but I don't know if that's like a built-in thing.
Might not be priority.
Yeah. Do you know what? And I love that, because that's the type of giving back that I like to see, where the people that you are giving back to are learning something as well. So they're gaining more than just like, because obviously funding is great, right? But the opportunity to learn, especially in a field that you want to go to, especially if it's targeted at young people that want to follow that path, they need that type of things. How many times have we seen a lot of artists get to a certain position and then they lose their way for some way, shape or form, or they fall off, and then what happens to them after that? They've got nothing to fall back on because they didn't know. They were just riding the wave. But like, you know, it's important that they need to see like different facets of this thing, which is often so like glamorized.
Do you know what? I love that you touched on funding, because it's hard for charities, bro. Like, especially after the pandemic, during COVID, a lot of charities got like emergency funding just to keep running. So now it's like funding's even more difficult because it's the people who are given the funding are trying to recoup themselves. They're trying to like get themselves back up, and then the pot that they're releasing, there's like hundreds or thousands of people trying to get the same amount. Do you know what I'm saying? So like now more so what I'm trying to do is connect with industry professionals and just be like, look, if you can donate your time to mentor one of the young people that we work with, amazing. If you can speak to your bosses, the higher ups are the ones that are hardest to reach, but they're the ones who can give the green light, bro. If you're running a label, there's money. Do you know what I'm saying? You can dash a little, bro, even a little,
I'm trying
even
to
a
go
20k, 25,
bro.
30.
Man, they're trying to go Mykonos. They think you
This
fuck
guy,
these
bro.
kids, bro. They're trying to go Mykonos. And you're here talking to me about funding, bro.
Hey, listen. No, but that's not even their money. That's what I'm saying.
Of course,
there's money that's like there.
Well, if anyone from the industry is listening, which I hope some of you are,
They definitely are.
right? You know where to go to, because like this is a great concept. It's a great incentive, which, you know, should be spoken about, because the common theme is obviously, like, we'll get to Diddy in a second. But you know, we see labels and we see disgruntled artists that have been finessed because they didn't have the level of guidance. And like, obviously we want to poke blame at the people that who are finessing, but
it's hard though.
It's hard.
Is it a finesse?
It's
sometimes it isn't a finesse.
Sometimes it's not a finesse, and there's a lot of people that do not understand.
It's about spinning narratives as well, because very easy to point the fingers. But like, when you have so much money slip through your hands and like you didn't take control of things, and it was easier for someone else to look after it for you, and then you're upset when they didn't do right by you, when heaven helps those who help themselves, isn't it?
And
the
like,
young kids who sign at 17, I'll always get a leeway, but like, bro, there's big adults now. When you actually go and check it, you're like, no, you actually got maybe the problem is we look at stuff for like industry standard, and that's already bad. But there's people that like, for where you were at in terms of like being a nobody, not to disrespect you, but like you weren't known at all. That was fair for what your level, innit?
Right. For where they were about to leverage you.
You need to work yourself in a position where you can have leverage in that. They had more leverage. Prominent investing. We always hear, the problem is we don't get the other side where label owners come out and say, you know what, I invested in 10 and only 1 paid off. But all the rest are L's.
Yeah.
You know, and we waste the money.
And also the other side of the conversation is that obviously, like, you got to be careful of how it comes across sometimes. But with me, with how I see things, like someone like a Diddy who's often criticized about you know, how he's treated his artists in the past, which is fair, absolutely. But then, like, you think on the other side of the coin, where you're the investor and you're also the creator. So you're in the studio creating, you're composing. Yeah, you've got the hitmen, but these are your ideas. Like, you're setting the foundation for the artist to then come and sing on these things. Of course, there's gonna be that sense of entitlement that like, I own this. You just came to sing on my shit.
Yeah, I think the issue with Diddy's situations are that
a lot of it is that's why he's like, Diddy's got enough money in the world to just give Mace his money, his peas.
Yeah.
But I think it might be an act of that level of entitlement because he's like, right, I created you.
Or maybe that thing makes a lot more money than we think, and that's why you're giving it back.
Yeah.
So you're saying
we don't know, but you know, just speaking on that perspective, it could be that.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, like, regardless of like how it's painted, like family, like okay, Bad Boy for instance is like family thing, bro. There's contracts.
Yeah.
There's business.
Yep.
And so, however, like I make you feel.
When you're coming from that,
read those contracts.
When you're coming from food stamps to that, there's a lot of people that just do things to get out of the dire situations that they were in.
Yeah, it's tricky still.
You know.
Well, before we get to Diddy thing, I just wanted to ask, just to like give people a bit of backstory, because people that don't know you, why charity? Why young people? What got you to this point where this is what you're doing?
So funnily enough, I remember obviously we were saying that I went to college with Chrissy, right? And she didn't remember.
She's like, why am I in this?
Oh my gosh, yes I did.
She remembered.
did.
She was like, who are you?
A quick side note, the other day when we saw each other, I must have sat next to her, obviously after the intros, and do you remember me? I was like, Chrissy Hive, and the way she curled up. No. The way she curled up, in my head, I was like, if I was trying to move to her, this is curtains.
I swear.
Like, bro, Tony, if that's your open line, Chrissy Hive. I can't lie to you, I'll speak for, that's not the way to do it.
No.
Do you know what, if you're like, if you tickle her fancy enough, she'll have it.
Nah.
Don't think
because you see the recoil,
that means you're listening to the pod and you're in like in her mind.
Yeah, my business.
She's like, I can't believe people say it, like they listen and they see me and they know it's me. I was like, yeah, but then I clocked. I was like, that's mad.
That's hilarious. You dance, you trying to whine him. I said, Chrissy, hi.
Nah, that's insane. What in the ear?
Man's getting the face-to-face whine. He gets close. Chrissy, hi.
Do you know what? I'll salute that Donny, you know. Like, that is the funniest thing.
Brazen by rating.
I want it to happen to you one day.
That's crazy. Do you know what?
Yeah, tell the story.
The man them.
Out there,
Out there. If you see Chrissy at Carnival.
Whoever dares to do it and can prove they did it, I'll give you a free ticket to a live show.
Yes.
Wow.
Free drink.
Content above everything.
Cool. Cool.
When you see me, I'll get you a drink.
Yeah, I love that.
So obviously I went to that college first, and the second college I went to, I didn't really do well in that college.
Was that because of your
grades
affiliation with Chrissy or?
No.
Kidding, man.
Grades were not grading. So
okay.
The next college I went to, I remember just
that college was a distraction. I went there.
Yeah. But I remember there was a time that, so my second college, I was just randomly thinking, I was like, I want to work with people like me. I want to work with young people who are bright, but just don't have that much direction.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of always embedded in me, and that's sort of how.
That early, yeah?
Yeah.
Because usually it's like, man, jump on the roads and that.
Do you know what it was?
No other options.
Do you know?
It's like, you know what? I'm gonna fix the ends.
No. I was in college. Bro. I was heading to uni.
I made a foundation to make up for it.
No. You know what? I'm gonna fix the ends.
No.
It wasn't even that big of a deal, bro. I'm sorry, problematic, but I'm sorry. Not sorry.
But no, I was already in. By that time, I was studying psychology and sociology in college.
Dope.
So obviously my mind was opened up to like societal issues,
right?
And like poverty, and that's when it was like, this was early doors. So this is when they started talking about hoodies,
hug a hoodie campaigns.
You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Or the 56. The 56 hooded man.
That was later, innit? Was it 51 hoodies or something?
56.
Any campaign that's got David Lammy in is not a campaign I want to be part of, bro. Was it called 56 hoodies?
Bruv, first of all, who edited these pictures, bruv? Why am I seeing a pause? Your discolored skin, fam.
That is too funny.
But so you study psychology, you study sociology, societal issues.
Yeah, and to be fair, my entry point into charity was just volunteering.
Okay,
I was literally like, let me figure out what this world looks like.
Yeah,
and I volunteered, and then I started to get loads of different training and started getting paid as a freelancer. Okay. And then from there, just always been in charity.
Yeah,
and then, like the second year of lockdown, it's coming to the second year, the end of the second year of my contract, and I was working in radio production at HMP Brixton, and I was like, yeah, I need to move on. Like I'm doing the same thing every day in lockdown. I'm just kind of not happy. And then my girl sent me this role, CEO of a charity. I was looking at her like, do you know that's a crazy jump, fam, from radio production to running the charity? And I was kind of like very apprehensive about it, but I still went for it. And then, yeah, like 4 interviews later, I got the job. So it'll be a year now, in a month.
So congratulations, first and foremost.
Shouts out to your girl, bro.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah, this girlfriend tax, like, it's just, you're selling it.
This ain't looking appealing.
Yeah,
looking
bro,
appealing.
you need to get there still.
Oh, man.
Very important question, considering she sent you the job application, yeah,
What?
and she put the battery in your back,
what?
Yeah. How much of your first paycheck
I knew this was going.
did you give her?
I knew he was going. I don't think there was a formal agreement or discussion.
30%? Nah.
No, I don't think there was a
You
formal.
got to render to Caesar, bro. Come on.
There wasn't a formal sort of agreement on that regard, but we look after each other.
Isn't you paying in kind? I hear it.
Yeah, you know, overtime. We look after
Overtime,
each other.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we love that.
Yeah. But she, yeah.
Isn't she a good woman?
Yeah. She bossed me.
Face your
on that
fucking
one,
pod.
Wow.
Oh, was that? I did get. Was that?
Wow.
No, I didn't, bro. I didn't even say it. If the truth, I didn't say anything. I
hear
just
that.
said that you're a good
I
woman,
hear
innit?
You look straight at. Do you know what?
No,
I'm
you just
sorry
in my
for
eye
it,
line.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But that's it. So yeah, I've been, bruv. The year, the first 6 months was peak. So like, obviously, I did not know how to run a charity, bro.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
even the fundraising side of things, bro. I've been through the ups and downs. Like, literally, there was one point I was like, is everyone going to be able to keep their job? Like,
Because I'm good. I'm the CEO.
like, bro, like at the very least, I'm staying.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like there's a lot behind the scenes that people don't know about charities. That even as someone on the front line of a charity, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Until now, do you know what I'm saying?
How were you or how are you securing funding?
Bro, you got to be on emails and phone calls and funding applications, bro.
Okay.
Like, I'm always doing applications, so I've learned how to do them as well, which I think, so there was a point where I was looking for a fundraising manager, right?
Right.
And I had to do a lot of fundraising by myself, but when I was looking, there was no black fundraising managers that applied. And when I was sort of like casting the net out, I was like, bruv, there's no black people in this type of role, but we need to know how to get funding.
Of course, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
there is money out there once you know the information.
there's mad money out there. And people just, certain times, like recently, people found out about my charity. They've emailed and they've been like, we want to give you like some money.
Dope.
Just off the bat. Do you know what I mean?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
honestly, like, because I can imagine like how, like you said, the money's there, but like,
yeah.
having the access to it is the hardest part. Do you know what I'm saying? Getting to that position where, you know, you're in a circle where people would just gladly give the money or recommend someone else to give the money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because of their network.
Exactly.
You know, so
Exactly. We just got a mad partnership with Soho House recently.
amazing.
Give,
I was there the other day, man, drinking them.
What, the picantes?
The drinks with the
Spicy
chili in there,
drink.
bro. Bruv.
The spicy drink, bro.
I was like, what's going on here,
Why have
man?
you got chili in your
Chocolate
drink?
Huh?
Tingling.
Why is
bro.
there chili in your you guys
I don't
drink?
know,
Have you had it
bro.
before?
No, bro.
Haven't
Bro,
tried
there's
it.
a
Honestly.
big fat chili in a
Honestly.
drink, bro. It's like a
After
tequila
though,
thing.
After 3, your
Fam.
top lip is just tingling, bro.
Looking at the waitress
chili,
like,
bro. Like, it's
No,
mad.
you were hot chili.
Oh, okay. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I hear that.
that's what I've heard happens
All right. Bachelor life.
when
I hear
you,
that.
you know,
We can't relate.
No.
That's crazy, man.
that girlfriend tax.
Listen, girlfriend tax is crazy.
That girlfriend stock.
Bro, me and Tony look at
He's
the time
not,
like,
he's not in a lot, you know.
I love you lot, but like, I gotta go to my wife.
Fols is not in a lot. Tony, like, you know,
I'm
she's
just happy.
recommended
I'm just-
mad,
yeah.
you know, the jobs and that.
Yeah. It's
good, man.
Bro, the PR's is working. Isn't it?
man.
It's good PR.
Great
for
PR,
the girlfriend.
man.
It
I
might-
might grow my hair and that, get locks.
Yeah, do you know what? I recommend that as well, bro.
That might be the final form of this
That might-
podcast, bro.
Jesus Christ.
We're both
Yeah.
in love. We've never both been in love and happy at the same time.
Oh, is it? wait.
When we
You know why
started,
that's a mad
when we started the
comment? Do you know?
podcast, he was happy in love, and then
Let me just sip
then
on
I
my-
was
You
like,
know why that's a mad comment?
Let me
I'm
just-
sure there's been a time
let me just
where
sip
you were
on my
both
Maggie.
not single, Like you were both in a relationship at the same time?
No, never.
Oh,
never,
is it?
no,
Not at all?
No, never.
Man.
When we first started the podcast, I was very much
Outside.
outside.
Yeah.
Home
And
games,
that's
away
actually
games.
be a cap. No, like I wasn't outside. I was single, but it wasn't crazy like that. It was there were still hangovers from other little situations. They weren't like fully clean like that. And then then a little bit period of like splendid isolation where acting. You know, like sometimes people say they're single, but you have to ask the key question: is it by force or by choice?
I heard that. I didn't know that was like the key question.
No, that's in the terms and conditions.
Depends on who you ask.
Like, are you getting any play really out there like that? Are you playing outside? Are they receiving you well outside? You know, so there was a period where they weren't no action, bro. Like nigga was trying, bro.
Listen, I've been in droughts.
Car park.
Yeah, those droughts are necessary though if you lean into it. Like
and then there was a period of like when it's like, no, I'm actually not trying to speak to anybody. I'm cool.
Yeah, there's power in that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's when
step away.
That's when you find that one. I don't know if you can relate, but before my partner, I was just like, nah, I'm not chatting to no one.
Swear.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Who was shampooing your locks, bro?
My hairdresser.
Oh,
before you could set him up, before you could set a black man up.
I have a hairdresser, bro.
you naughty boy.
Every day shampoos my locks.
Don't do it.
That is funny.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, but that's funny. I just clocked it. I was like, yeah, never at the same time. Yeah.
I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, it's not. That's not doing it by like designing that. Like,
yeah, man. Don't worry, man. We'll be tag teaming in that way soon.
But I spent enough time. I don't think we could. Would you do double dating? Is that your?
It's not.
Yeah,
I used to be on it, but then I
you have a bad experience.
I've had some situations where shit has hit the fan
on the date.
No, not on the date. It's just like, you know, being close enough with like your spouse being brethren with your boy's spouse.
We can recipe for disaster.
Ah, mate.
Especially that when like, the man them don't want their girlfriends to be brethren, bro.
Do you know what? I'm for it.
Yeah.
But as soon as your brethren messes up, it just flips things into a multiverse. And I'm not there, bro. I'm still here. You've gone over there. You've done a mad thing.
Right. Yeah.
And now you're guilty by association.
Understood. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all a bit of a headache.
I hear that.
But and also it makes Obo real as well. Like Obo's real when they're all brethren, yeah.
But in terms of like, especially now where we are today, like very sensible, mature and stuff. Like, well, you
good
would
PR,
hope.
good PR.
Well, you would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't know you're Donnie in a relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But you want to trust that. So you hope that, you know, everything is harmonious where we can all do that, you know. We come round yours, you come round ours. Like, it should be that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would do things or see things. That's what I welcome. You know, when I'm in that setting, which I haven't been for a while.
Sound like you miss it, bro.
You definitely miss it.
You know.
Bro, give love a chance, bro.
Chill, bro. Like, what you doing? Like, what you doing, bro?
I wonder, like, because a lot of like people, anyone I talk to, they're like, streets are crazy. Like, it's not enjoyable. It's mad.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that on Instagram, man. You fucking liars, bro.
No,
show us the heartache on the ground, man.
I see pain in people's eyes, bro.
You can see it.
I can see it.
Yeah, you can
the
see
fake
it.
enjoyment, the cameras all over the place. Like,
yeah.
You ain't seen the pain in mine.
I hear that.
Shades.
You're always wearing shades.
You're
always wearing
shades.
I wore shades for a year straight.
You know what's crazy? If anybody during their time it was pain, it was me. Was wearing shades on for ages.
The darkest.
Yeah, bro.
The Wesley Snipe ones. The Blade ones.
Nothing, bro. But behind them tints, pain.
Yeah. Mine's are rose tinted. You can see my eyes.
Everything, man. Life was kicking my ass, but we here. We made it.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you saying about the double date thing?
I'm up for it still.
Yeah.
Like we went on one recently actually. Like,
okay.
And then it ended up. So where we went.
Whose friend was it?
Mrs.
Okay.
So where we went to watch the AJ fight was like Electric Cinema, not far from here.
Okay.
Portobello.
Yeah.
But obviously we went dinner first, and it was calm.
Do you know what? Yeah, like I've met some great dons from the missus.
Yeah, it was calm.
Like you know when like you go like, you know, she's like, oh yeah, you know, like let's go out with, you know, my friend and her guy. Sometimes like I know how the man them can be like a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But then when you butt the Don,
like,
nah.
But when you butt the, you know, mad cool.
The thing is though, because all I know is my boys, isn't it?
Okay,
I'm trying to. I'm in a place in my life where I'm like,
no new friends, no new.
I need.
It's not even that, but it's like
I need new insights and like
right
perspective.
True, very true.
Right,
especially in terms of like where my life, the journey, like where I'm going or where I'm sort of like been placed right now. I'm like, rah, it looks different. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's like
a lot of us came up a little bit stush.
Yeah, bro, very stush. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to talk to no one. Like I came with my boys.
There's times. Do you know what? There's times where I've felt like I should have remained that way.
What you saying? You're a great money
bro,
man.
Why did I have to make all these connections, bro?
Yeah.
Like I should have just stayed stush.
I hear that.
Sometimes
being stush sometimes can save you.
When you feel overwhelmed, especially like in today's ages.
But I feel it's the creative industry as well. I feel like when you enter this space and your boys ain't necessarily here, you kind of have to navigate and talk to people, and then down the line you realize, okay, it's not the same cloth.
And it's crazy because like sometimes you step out of when you go into like all these social media apps, sometimes like, you know, you're in reality, but then when you go into that and you see how people behave in that, you're thinking, rah, like this is a whole new world. And then everyone's got a couple man them that are just not on social media at all. They're just living in it.
Yeah.
And then you tell them certain things and they're just looking at you like you're nuts, cuz.
And they're right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'm grateful that I, like in the rise of social media, when it came to like, for example, Twitter, like a lot of people became friends online. Random, like,
and then it went wrong and it's like cussing each other, calling each other ugly and shit.
I always found it mad, but I'm like, I'm glad now because like, you know, when certain things happen and it's like the associations, you know, like communities and
joint enterprise,
it's like, oh, right, okay, I don't know these men, but it's like,
I'd like to think that now I'm a good judge of character, innit? Shout outs to all my people on the Twitter circles. Shout outs to all my people on the Twitter circle.
People like AJ, be the real you, bro. Fanny,
Hulk Hogan, we come for you, nigga.
Hey, man, censoring himself.
Shout outs to all the people in my Twitter circle, innit? Because I feel like, you know, like because you can only pick a select few, right?
Yeah.
And like out of everyone else,
the circle.
Why the fuck have you not got circles, bro? Bro, say what you want.
How many have you got in your circle?
No, but sometimes like, you know, you just want to interact with
just
the people that you're cool with, even like the people that you've just met online. You've got those people that you're just cool with.
Yeah. And you know you can share an opinion. And it's calm.
Fling them in the circle.
You said there's a limit.
I think like you can only like add like 150 or something.
100. Oh, mad. Okay.
Fair.
I didn't know it was that many.
I ain't got that.
Have you maxed it out?
Nah.
Okay.
Do you know what? Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit dishonest with like, I've got the podcast, innit? So if there's anything I want to like say that might come across brazy or might be, you know, a little bit close to the edge or whatever, or like
absolutely.
There's nothing I need to tweet. That's like,
I barely use it.
Just in case.
I used it one. There
we go,
day.
Bro.
I think they were talking about like, you know, these dumb Twitter scenarios, like, you know, when you bring your girl over, to meet your mum for the first time and, you know, help her out in the kitchen. Yeah. I just went on my little circle and I said, you know, a lot of you mums can't cook anyway.
Yeah. Needing the help.
Fair.
I hear that.
Chrissy, you here? You with us?
Yeah.
What was it like for you when you met your previous partner or partner's family? What was the first time like? Did Auntie tell you need to come to the kitchen and pound yam? What was
but I would though.
Yeah, let's get to the mic. I want to hear the pick me mantra. Let's go. Come on.
The pick me mantra.
The pick me.
Let's
monologue.
Let's go. Love you, girl. No, boss. No.
So,
Yeah.
So
if Auntie called you to the kitchen,
yeah, I'd go because I'd
scaling fish and that in the first meet up.
No, I'm not doing that.
That's too far.
I'm systematic. Like, oh, Auntie, let me help you chop onion. Like, I'm not scaling no fucking fish.
Country?
Nigeria.
Okay.
I'm not scaling fish.
so
Wait, you're even chopping onion? The eyes are even
Okay,
crying.
maybe not onion, but like I'm not. You can't expect
maybe
me
you're
to.
a good woman. Maybe just maybe.
Foles is sold.
You know what?
Foles is sold.
You want me
Have I done it now? Have I done it now?
No, I played. You know, when I saw that scenario, I do get like, I know my mum in it, so I'm not gonna. If you got a guest over, she's not gonna want you in the kitchen anyway. She's already house proud, innit? So, and two, food should already be ready before guests are coming. And unless it was like a very much like we've not shouted you were coming over, or, and did the scenario say it was like first time meet up? Was that the scenario, Vans? If you remember correctly, was it like first time meeting mum and that? So that's kind of a big deal, no? You meet your mum for the first time.
Definitely.
So it's kind of planned. She's going to pull out the schlur that she's had saved from ages ago, you know? So I can't imagine that she's still cooking when we're there, innit? Like, I'm speaking for my mum, but I do understand maybe from a traditional point of view, because I don't know, I'll speak on like Nigeria and Europe, but like that scenario would happen, innit? Where mum is kind of cooking in the kitchen. She kind of maybe might be bonding, maybe to see if your wife material, and that could be a problematic thing, but I do understand our traditions, innit? Like where that kind of comes from. And also, like, let's be honest, like, do you not want to make a good impression on your prospective new family?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like, if I met my girl's dad and he asked me to come outside and do something in the garden, or depending on what the drip's saying and that, like, I would help out probably.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you just...
Well, you can't say no, really. If the request is...
That's the thing I find funny. Like, so I do get it because it's new age, online space and that, but there is a lot of cap.
Yeah, you
but
can't.
those
You're
girls
not
online,
saying
yeah.
no.
If mommy asks him to come to the kitchen, they're going, bro.
You're not saying no.
They're going. I honestly feel like they're going, innit? Now, would they like it? Would they bring up to their man,
it's
maybe?
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have
I
to
feel
have
like
the
they're going, innit?
conversation.
But then...
But you can't say no.
You also... It goes both ways. I wouldn't expect my mum to... Like, if my brother brought a girl home for the first time, I can't imagine my mum asking the babe to come and be scaling fish. That's mad.
No, that's a very extreme example. Like,
yeah, but
if you're scaling fish, you are starting the operation, bro.
Yeah.
This food ain't gonna be ready for ages.
Like, even if they are in the kitchen, it's because my mum will want to have a chance to like chat to the babe, just in a more of a comfortable situation, not in front of everyone. But
are you trying to imply the most comfortable place for women is the kitchen?
I see what you're trying to do. And
Is
I'm
it
not
working?
gonna have it.
Tony, is it working? Okay, let me. Don't join the sinking ship with me. But
I can't.
Okay.
So it's because that's where my mum will be. So it'd be like, and my mum, like I've seen it happen before. My mum will come and ask you to do the most ridiculous thing. Please come and help me turn on the light. It's not a case of like. It's not because she wants her to actually do anything. It's just so you can have that chance to just chat.
My mum, you know, my mum got me to come to her house last weekend, to lift up her ottoman and just help her get something underneath the bed and that. She had a minor procedure recently that she's fine in it. Because even when I'm there, I don't even really need you to do this, but you know, and really truthfully, it was just to have that little bonding time and have a little chit chat, whatever. But when I got there, it's like, so you got me here to lift up your bed. Now I would do it 1,000 times over, you know. 100 times out of 10 you ask from doing it. But when I was going, I was like, did this lady just get me come to her house to lift her ottoman? Because she was going to win. I need to get my gilly, and I was like, yeah, my hair, man, you know. So
I think it's weird though, because I feel like in your scenario, like same thing with my dad. He'll call me sometimes. He's like, oh, I just haven't heard your voice or whatever. But I feel like they struggle to say, I want to see you come through.
Remember, they don't have to like they. They don't have to parent anymore. They still have to parent essentially, but like in the traditional way they were kind of used to, and like the pick up from school, cook, all those things. A lot of us don't live at home with them, so how do they navigate that whilst you're getting older? You're maybe starting your own family, having your own life, professional, that stuff, more and more busy time. I think more the thing is just my mum would spend a little bit of time with me. Yeah. And I wasn't there for long because she was also getting ready to go out as well. Now, of course, if she wasn't going out, I'm sure it would have been a little bit longer, but I had a few things to do, but it was literally a quick high and buy thing because she was getting ready for a wedding, but I know it was just kind of just see you quickly. And once you understand it, you kind of give them that little bit as well, because you kind of get it as you get older, and like when your younger ones are moving out the house as well, and you start realizing, oof, you're gonna be, if Pop's ain't around, or if that your situation like that, you might be in this house by yourself, and that might be a scary thing for them, whether they admit it or not.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
So yeah. So you're definitely helping out, Auntie. I like to see it, man. It's wonderful, man. Good woman, man.
Thank you.
It's very
I think, shouldn't you like? I know this. I don't know. Maybe it's not shouldn't you, but isn't it like courteous to even just like, oh, Auntie, do you need help?
Yeah, you offer. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't just be.
Yeah, there is a little like a cat and mouse game. You ask,
hoping
if your mum's a good mum, she's gonna say no, it's fine, darling, no worries, sweetie. So you're playing that game of and I'm a good. But it's like I get why some of the women are upset. It's like we're doing this pretending, and why they push back is like how it is online is because they don't feel like there's that pressure on men in that way. Like, should he like show how good of a husband he's gonna be, or you know?
But I mean, what would be the equivalent for men? Like, you should
like when you meet a girl's dad and he gives you a hard time and like he gives you the strong handshake, or he starts giving 101 questions, or you meet her uncles or older brother, or like they try and grease you up. Like, maybe we just don't speak on it a lot, or maybe we're dating girls that their pops ain't around. I don't know, but you know, like we've got to start being honest here, innit? It's like
I think a good equivalent of that is there's been times when I've gone back to my parents' house and my dad is doing stuff in the garden, like he's mowing, sorting out them shits that need sorting, and he will go outside, and even if he's not really doing anything, it's just the fact that they're standing out there, just chatting shit together, really.
Fair.
So I thought there definitely is, because I wouldn't, not like I would expect him to go out there to help, so to speak, but if you saw that he was out there by himself, or like even my brothers were out there, it's just that opportunity to bond, and why wouldn't you want that with your prospective like family?
How would you feel if your partner wasn't trying to even take that opportunity? Would you say, oh, go outside, or like, how would you play that situation?
I think if it was something that happened a few times, then I'd bring it up, because you can't expect someone to be that comfortable like straight away. Like, everyone takes different times to like acclimatize to different people for whatever reason. But I'd just bring it up casually, like, oh, I think like my dad would really like to like spend some time with you, or why don't you two, like, next time we go over, like, you two should speak about this, or he likes this, or like, ooh, boxing,
fair,
or like just mutual interests. You will find a way to help them bond, because a lot of the time the awkwardness kind of comes from the parent, if you know what I mean, or that, not awkwardness so to speak, but I think it is
knowing if they'll like you, knowing if, like, you know, can I be my true self around them as well, that type of thing.
Yeah. So you just try. The internet loves to be obtuse and just act like there's no nuance to anything. But if you want a relationship with this person and you see yourself going into that family, if it was your own family, you wouldn't just see your uncle outside and not help, or your auntie in the kitchen and not help. So why would it change?
That's just important, because we see each other
as
one.
It's someone else's family. It's not my family and your family. This is our family.
And you got to make, I feel like you should want to make the effort anyway, especially like you said, if it's a long term, this is a situation you want, you got to invest, like, even if you don't really want to go and do like gardening, it's like, just do it. You're not losing nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Brazy question: have you ever met someone's family, but deep down you know you weren't going to be around for long?
Yeah,
you came back at a perfect time, by the way.
Yeah, probably.
That's a wild question.
Wild question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, poor girl, I'm not going to be here for long, bro.
Not even, but obviously in younger years, it's like when people are living at home and you go there to...
Oh, to go, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. And you kind of meet mum or dad on accident type of thing. I wasn't planning to see your mum today, but now we're here. Hi, auntie.
Hi, how are you?
Or you wake up when they're just standing above you in the living room.
Sorry. What?
Yeah, what a great
no one in particular, but someone got caught in a front room one time. I don't know the person.
Sleeping or...
sleeping.
Yeah, they were sleeping. Yeah. Meditation. Yeah.
Alone.
In someone's living room. Of all the rooms in the house. Crazy that, isn't it?
Alone.
No, with company, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, you know.
It
doesn't.
Unexpected.
I don't think it happens across the board, bro.
But being in someone's front room is insane. That's crazy. I'm never gonna let you live that down, bro. Man was cheating in the front room.
That's crazy.
When the moment captures you, it captures you.
Getting caught is even more.
There's excitement in it. Something to tell the grandkids.
True danger, innit?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Speaking of grandkids, though, we got to protect the babies. They're saying that we have a responsibility as men to fight back against the manosphere online, and they're calling the top G AndrewTate.
Oh,
are we familiar with my man?
I only became familiar with him when he started getting banned.
Yeah,
recently when I started seeing that
feels like a cop out for us because I never knew about his content.
No, genuinely, bro.
The thing is,
I don't know about this.
All right, maybe not like that soon, but like I've. It's relatively recently, like when I knew about him, like people were bringing him to my attention, and I'm like, why?
Because only recently he did the sit down with Sean Reynolds. She got like the dating show, and she had like she's kind of fair skin, curly hair, dark curly hair. She does. I forgot what the dating show is called, but she had
Where is he? Is he British?
She's British. Yeah, is
he British?
He is actually British. Yeah, actually. I think
is he British
originally? He's British. His accent's weird because he was here. I think he's in America. I don't know if he's been in other countries, but his accent's weird.
Right.
But yeah, Sean Reynolds. She had a sit down with him, and I think she went viral off that. Did $1 million very quickly. She's had like Castillo and other people on her show, but that's when I became aware of him.
Right.
And of course, he's had content out there, and it's just, I don't know, would it be fair to Kevin Samuels or Jace maybe? He's like a success coach.
Okay.
And he's got this university where, like, in terms of business model, what he kind of did was smart, where people were incentivized to promote his content. So it wasn't just that he had his media channels on there, on like your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Normal people, by promoting his thing, were earning money. I don't know how it breaks down financially, but he had a business model where, like, by putting out his content, you could earn money as well. So that's how he was also. That's why he was so rapid, innit? So by the time you're probably aware of him, he's already at the point where they're trying to ban him, innit?
Right. So I saw, the first time I was aware of him, I saw a tweet, and it said, check how many of your mutuals follow. Check Andrew Tate's Instagram and see how many of your friends follow him. So I was like, okay. So I tapped it. Okay, cool. Who is this guy? Like, that was it. No context.
Right.
I was like, whatever. I move on. Like, with the internet, I see stuff and I just like move on or ignore it.
Yeah.
Unless it's like there's context and understanding behind it, then I'm like, all right, cool. So that was the first time. Then the next time I see like people tweeting and sort of Instagram stories saying like ban him and get his stuff down, he's misogynistic and all of that. That's when I started to like, all right, cool. Who is this guy and what does he do? But still, I don't fully know. Like, I don't fully know.
From what I know is that he's a former kickboxer who's now on a platform where there's a table and a mic, and he just goes around spewing like a lot of misogynistic views.
It's a circus, isn't it? It's like, you know, you get someone every few months or a year that will feel like they've banned him now, but we'll get another iteration of it because there's money to be made, isn't it? So this is an article from NBC News. So Andrew Tate, a self-described success coach who has been criticised for what many see as misogynistic advice, has been banned from Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So like they're getting him out of here, innit?
Right.
A spokesperson for TikTok said on Monday that following an investigation by the platform, an account belonging to Tate has been permanently banned. TikTok is using software to identify and remove re-uploads of videos found to violate its community guidelines. The spokesperson said, as well as flagging certain content, so it won't be recommended to users for you feeds, innit? So I think it's like that FYI thing they got on that tag on TikTok. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool, recommended. This is obviously off the back of the noise around banning him and the backlash. But my thing I found funny is that, like, you probably already chopped hella money through the advertising off him going viral and his videos doing so well, and you recommend it because you want to fuel the algorithm. It's like, okay, this is what people want, you keep giving it to them. So it was fine for you then when he's earning bread, but now the block is too hot and everyone's on him, so we ban him. Is it that truly he went against your guidelines, or he was doing too much and the heat was too much for you guys?
Do you think though it's the responsibility of these platforms to really vet content? Because like how plausible is it? Like, obviously I don't know, innit? Like, because some of these dons, like, they just start off like and they rise organically, and then all of a sudden it becomes huge. Like, where are they supposed to vet it from?
I think that's the issue with like social media. You can't police it.
Right.
You actually can't police it. Like,
I think if it is true, and what your statement you give out by your publicist, your peer, whatever, is truly how you feel as a brand, it should be from inception. Because I get it. Of course, if someone's in a room shouting to 5 people, and someone has 1 million followers, of course, someone's got more influence in it. And with that million, it means more people who aren't aware of that person's content, but know people like that or see a viral video that are going to be, you know, the AndrewTate followers and the people that don't like his followers, innit? So, but that versus also creates money for them, innit? So, when they do stop it, it's only when it's maybe detrimental to the brand or people are on them too much. So that's why I'm like, it should be from inception, innit? Yeah. I get one aspect of like, okay, maybe that person hasn't got the influence, but if it's truly because you have community guidelines, is this misogynistic? Because women essentially are part of a community and a group that are that get demonized and marginalized. Like, you know, like we look at your groups, like when it comes to LGBT, race, you can throw them in there as well as a marginalized group, innit? So if they feel like these words are harmful and violent towards them, and also there's TikTok is a platform for the young as well. So when I was saying like protect the babies, and I said using that, so
do you know what? Like and
are there young kids on there, and how easy are they being influenced by this potentially? Because we can look and engage in content and like laugh and joke, and you know, you might, like a broken clock's right twice a day, so you might find bits that you like or you find funny, but then if you find that man's allegedly, I think even be like arrested for like human trafficking and yeah, so it's like, okay, maybe this one is a brazy don. So
you know. I mean, I asked that question in like, I know that these platforms take action, but obviously like, are they doing the necessaries before it gets to that point?
No, because it's making them money. That's the point.
Not integrity, but they haven't got the people in the buildings who can call it out. From
Do you get
what I'm saying? So
so when I say vetting, that means like, are they really like identifying
probably
you
not.
know, things like this before it gets to this?
Probably not.
You know, because by then, regardless of what happens, like if I'm someone like it, I'm not saying that like, you know, I'm in support of him. I'm saying that if I was someone that then accumulates all of these followers from a particular platform, once I get banned, I can take my shit elsewhere, like, or do something independently where, like, you know, there's still going to be quite a large group of dons that follow me, because like I'm their savior. A lot of these incel dons, like do you know what I'm saying? Like they literally hang on to every word, like, and they like the fact that there's someone out there speaking for them. But then, do you know what? Like, bro, like there's a lot of mandem out there that have his views.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, and that's why for me, as much as banning him, if you feel it's right for you. I get it. It doesn't take away the problem. Now, some people might say there's no real legitimacy to some of these guys' gripes, but a lot of young men feel a certain way, and what I've been seeing online, the conversation have been, the major crux of it is that women are, and Chris, you can chime in if you want to, like, their standards have increased. So now that their standards have increased in terms of what they want and what they're looking for in guys, even if it's superficial or maybe transactional, a lot of guys can't meet that, so they're frustrated. And also, as bruv, when I say it jokingly, but we've mentioned people all the time, cost of living crisis, money, those things, they have a massive impact in the dating pool. Because women now, okay, cool, like, they maybe take a pragmatic approach. So what can you do and provide for me on what might deem a superficial level? And if you can't meet that standard, there's a smaller pool of guys who have more to play with, innit? And now the average guys, just the normal run-of-the-mill guys who are plodding along, who are there, a lot more of them, they can't attract those women. They can't engage. And a lot of our validation is from our ability to attract, communicate, sleep with women, date and stuff. And when man can't do that, they go nuts.
I think you got to hold that.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is, bro. And the thing is that
now
like,
we hate women.
Bro, that's a lot. This is like where your integrity has to be in order. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is where your ability to hold yourself as a guy should come into play, bro. Like, that shouldn't affect, you know, how you operate and move. Like, we've all taken knocks, bro. Like, I didn't like start this way.
Also, if
like
that was too easy. I was gonna I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Nah, it's true though.
We get it better one time.
No, but I'm just saying that, like, I didn't. I had to overcome a lot of things like self-doubt,
like
insecurity.
Fucking war, bro.
No, bro, I'm hearing you. A lot of these young kids are going through this. Like it's a mental war.
Yeah.
You know, if you will. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're battling a lot of things as you're growing up.
But the internet isn't. The internet is properly affecting, and they're properly affected by like these dating topics, these conversations, this gender war, and like how to like navigate that, because a lot of those women as well, people don't want to admit that like they're being influenced by what they're seeing, so they're going, if I don't have X, Y, and Z, I'm not saying, I'm not pinning the blame solely on them, it's not that, but I can level out at this age where like, babes, we both here, like council tax is flogging us, we get it, whereas their age, bro, if they're not going to insert expensive restaurant from the gate, or he ain't doing this, the girl might not like feels like he's not matching up, or he might feel like he's not leveling up.
Yeah, I told you, like my little bros, his brethren took him to Hakkasan at 19, and I'm like, bro, like,
where'd you go after that?
Do you know what? Like, I'm not knocking that. Yeah, they did a nice thing for their friend. It's just what they see as the promised land, right? Cool. Like, you can live your experiences, because I lived mine in it, and I didn't want anyone to tell me how I was living it.
Right.
But it's just that when you've got the older sibling who's older than you, but just not also out of touch, that is still within, you know, the age bracket to kind of like give you a little bit of game in it, because it's easy how in how impressionable they are, because like sometimes I sit around and I listen to some of their conversations, and you know, there was one time where I was like, wow, like this nigga's views are a bit AndrewTate-ish. And I was like, do you know what cloth you come from?
Oh, you had to pattern him up in that?
Yeah, like,
okay,
pattern up, bro. This is not like within our belief system.
But remember, outside influence, and outside is really inside when they're on the phones, isn't it? So that's why you do have to push back against. How do you guys feel about the rebuttal to AndrewTate being banned and the likes of him being banned being free speech?
I do,
because clearly there's an audience.
Yeah,
by the number of the following.
It's a slippery slope, because
slippery.
I said what I said.
Okay.
Wow. Because yes, everyone kind of agrees at this point, AndrewTate is bad, get him out of here, blah 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 blah. But how long is it before they use those kind of tactics to pack someone up who genuinely has a positive message? But you like, it's always hardest the first time. But now they've set that precedent. If enough people agree that your speech is harmful, that your speech is hateful or filled with hate, we can get you out of here. It's going to come back and bite us in the arse, because those same kind of laws that we're using to govern now, if in 6 months' time, anti-protest bill, for example, prime example, we've done something, we're like, right, we're going to start protesting now, this, that, and the other, and they've used those kind of laws for whatever reasons, like here or there, fine, no problem. But now, when we're trying to, like, knowing now that we want to protest against, or people would feel inclined to protest against cost of living, energy crisis, this, that, and other, but we can't because it's illegal. But we allowed it to happen the first time, not in my back garden. Okay, it's that same kind of thing. So yes, I do feel it's important to the internet. There is free speech, but we have to be like conscious of the impact that some of these things can say. And these laws, these rules, it's not a blanket term. There are going to be times when there's an exception to the rule. This guy is one of them. Yeah. So I think it's good, but I don't think it's always going to be used for good.
Yeah.
All right. It would be interesting to see like what noise was bigger, his followers or the anti-AndrewTate like campaign in inverted commas. Because the brands usually they go with what makes them the most money, generally in my opinion, innit? Yeah. And history will show you, like, of course, when you're dealing with marginalized group, people have to tread carefully, and you know it might not be worth it. But if I'm going to see if his following was like, listen, if you don't keep him on there, we're all leaving. That would be something for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook to be like, how do you move here? Yeah.
And the thing is that like the thing about these dons, the AndrewTates of the world, is that they'll have a take where like a lot of people will fuck with.
Men and women as well.
Yeah, men and women. And they'll post it. even if they're against like the majority of the shit that he's saying, yeah, they'll come across one. Especially you go on Facebook and it's all there, isn't it? Like it's a different type of game over there. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got a lot of people from the older generation where they're not like of this calling out generation, and they'll fuck with what he's saying, and then it further perpetuates like the image of AndrewTate. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like you've got the naysayers, but then you've also got like the general public that will find one clip where he's saying something where it's kind of making sense, and it's like, oh shit, like this guy's the truth because he's saying it convincingly. There's currency in saying like shit convincingly, like, and there's a lot of people that will just run with it.
Bro, you can make money off playing that Rellik. We've seen it with Kevin Sapp. You can make money off doing that.
They're calling him his disciples.
Yeah, to a degree. Maybe Jordan Peterson, people say a little bit as well. I don't know if you're familiar with Jordan Peterson. He was, he come to prominence from like, he was maybe more eloquent, intellectual, from maybe an academic viewpoint of how like we should approach life as men and stuff. But I think where AndrewTate maybe kind of messed up is what happens with a lot of these guys is they get drunk off the attention a little bit. They start becoming a caricature of themselves a little bit. So they'll have the nice clothes and the sunglasses, and they'll play out like when Kevin Samuels will, you know, start tutting and, you know, having the mannerisms,
showing up on Future's videos.
Yeah. So it's like they start leaning into going and doing the Joe Biden, you know, and it's like, okay, cool, you know, you're rising, you're doing your thing. But even with Jordan Peterson, like, I think there's books, there was seminars, so there was a bit of an exit and an out for him. There was a way to outside of this. So like, if I do get deplatformed, I can take my audience somewhere else. Whereas maybe AndrewTate maybe had that plan, but they clipped his wings before he even had a chance. But of course, he's got the online thing where like this Success University where like he makes money from that, innit? Because he does the success coaching. And people just don't maybe recognize or want to admit that a lot of these guys, for whatever reason, feel are misdirected or feel like they need help, and they go to these seminars. Like, these people do make money off people like you know, playing on their fears a little bit, and it happens whenever we're in a time period where like money's low. You know, people start looking around and like, okay, cool. Do I look inward or do I find someone to blame? It's happened politically over the years. That's how people can like have a group over here and say they're the reason why the economy's fucked up. I know it's an extreme example, but let's demonize them, be on them, and then before you know it, mad things happen on a mad extreme level. But what a lot of these guys say, no, listen, the reason why you're not successful in this dating space is because of the modern woman, and we need to pattern them a certain way.
So is that his message? A
little bit of his message, yeah. The look back, that's some of his message, like, you know, just like how modern women should move, and you know. So yeah, it's mad. Also, it didn't help that he has those cases in regards to human trafficking. There's like these old videos that kind of come resurface again where he's talking about put his hands on women in the video. He claims he was kind of playing a character in it, so he had too much heat on him where they could get him out of there, innit?
Right.
You know, so I'm not saying if you're gonna move how to move in that space, but I've seen a bit of a trend where the dons themselves get a bit too gassed off the attention they're getting. Because you go from being a no one online to now having millions and millions of followers. It's gonna change. You're gonna start thinking, okay, cool, I'm successful now. This thing is popping off. Let me lean, because obviously, what you're giving people, they enjoy. So of course, you're gonna lean into it more. When like Charlemagne was in his heyday, and man's the agitator, the people that's pissing people off. All you do is you double down now, innit? You lean into it more because it looks like this is what people are enjoying. So why would you stop?
Do your Googles, nigga. Fredro Star.
Yeah. So. I don't know, man. We'll see, man. A couple months we'll get another guy that will fill the shoes.
Yeah, they keep popping up like lemons. They keep popping up.
There's money to be made in that space. There's an audience, bro. Those guys ain't gonna go away. I don't know if what AndrewTate's gonna do now, where it goes, or does he do like direct to consumer? I've got a website here, probably. Or you know,
probably.
Would you guys ever, you know, go to a Success University? Would you get a life coach to help you navigate the dating world? And
I'm all right.
Out of there.
Yeah.
I'm good.
One of my dons went to InvestFest in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. How was that?
I mean, he's just one of those dons where, like, you know,
that's
anyhow,
like grow and make money, though, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I mean, you know, like, go to a seminar if you feel like it's for you, innit? Just as long as it's not problematic. There's nothing wrong with going to InvestFest.
But who deems what's problematic or not? That's the question.
True.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think with the dating thing, I don't know if you can go to seminars for dating. I think you should go to therapy first. And then
shout out to therapy,
listen,
man.
I'm always gonna bang on
drop
about
the
therapy.
discount code, man. Supreme 10, man. Drop the discount
I
code,
did
man.
that shit and listen.
Listen,
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah. Have you done it before, Fols?
Yeah, but I got the free option, so it was capped still. The advice was like, yeah, man.
What, the NHS?
NHS, yeah. It was decent, but I definitely know that, like, put it this way.
It's expensive.
Black person?
Yeah.
No. One black person. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive.
It is.
You know, I went private
it is.
You know.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But
it was worth it all.
I feel like,
for me.
Chrissy, have you done it before?
Yeah.
NHS or private?
Private.
I feel like, depending on what your outgoings are, like, we all spend some nonsense.
I can cut back on the Hennessy. I could cut back on the Hennessy.
Cut back on the Henny quickly.
Repurpose
I hear
the
it.
funds, man.
Redivert your funds to something that can help you along the way.
Yeah, I think especially with dating, I feel like you're basically colliding worlds with someone else, yeah. And if both of you have not figured out your past situations or even your current fears, like your vulnerabilities, you're going in blind.
Yeah.
And it's a mess, man. It's
I think
it's going to blow up.
Not that like I'm pushing back against it. Also, I feel like we do need to have a bit of a reality check, yeah. Everyone's not going to come into the situation absolutely whole and healed.
Yeah.
I think that's almost a bit delusional to think of.
Absolutely.
And it shouldn't mean that you can't go come to me when you're like, if everyone's waiting to be the perfect version of themselves, everyone's going to be fucking lonely, bro.
Do you know
lonely as hell?
Bro, do you know how crazy it is?
Listen, you can meet some women and you heal me. Like,
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Vans knows what I was speaking to. Listen. Bro. I'm not saying pussy over therapy, but I'm just saying.
Guy.
I'm just saying. Don't knock it till you try it.
Wait, hang on. So, in the grand scheme of things, obviously, like we're speaking as like 30-something adults, right? Mm. Like we think in our 20s we got it all figured out, and then we've got a new realm of life in your 30s, and like you start to discover new shit, like, or you may not even like fuck with the same principles like of the friends that you carried throughout your 20s.
That's what I'm learning now.
Carrying them into your 30s now.
Yeah,
it's a whole different playing field, like, and scenarios change as well. Like, you know, problems that your friends may have had in your early 20s are way different now.
Yeah, true. That's the part. Yeah,
like there's a lot of there's more heaviness to it.
Yeah, you start finding stuff about your brothers like, okay, that explains your upbringing, or that explains the constant moving around in different houses, and you start realizing, and you start thinking, right, so as kids you was dealing with all of that,
right?
Yeah, like they shielded, like, you know, as you were younger, like we shielded a lot, and then obviously like it gets to a point where sometimes your friendships are like really super solid, where you start opening up to a place where you didn't even know that your friend was going through this.
Yeah, because
you know sometimes like you especially like when things were going like super fast, and everyone was just trying to figure things out, your friends could allude to something where you know of, but like you kind of miss it.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, and then later on you realize, like this is the shit that they were going through.
Because I'm one of them people, there's a lot of truth in jest. I'll try and joke my way through it, but I'm kind of letting you know, like,
I'm in severe pain.
Yeah, stuff's happening in. So even though I was joking, the overall point I'm trying to make is, like, don't X your way yourself out of potentially like finding love or being happy just because, I ain't completed the 12-week program at therapy. Like,
therapy's not the only way, but being honest with yourself is like the start. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
because you might meet someone who's prepared to go on that journey with you, and like, you know, or your thing pops down and the person cares enough, it's like we can do this thing together. Along, like, life is life, innit? It's like you might be whole and healed now, and you might get hit by a tornado in 5 years. So what do you break up your lady or your man and then let me go and figure this thing out and come back together? No, like, you work through these things, innit?
Yeah.
Tornado is a little bit extreme.
Yeah, I was going to say, I might not be here, but
we've known that I'm an extremist on the podcast.
Just bump into the Tasmanian devil and that.
Yeah, crazy, innit? You were saying earlier about Diddy. I know we kind of alluded a little bit more on like the business side and the stuff about, you know, maybe after Ice. He said R&B's dead. He's not the first. He won't be the last.
He won't be.
But he's probably one of the biggest to say R&B's dead.
And it's perfect because Tony is here. And we spoke of Soul Surge which is an amazing platform, and Tony is someone that is well versed in the genre.
Vans just alley-ooping you with hella pressure, bro.
Nice. Do you know what? And no, because I like people like Tony. We've gone to shows together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just of the love of a particular genre or an artist. You know, he has this platform that showcases brilliant music, like old and new.
Yeah.
Which is something that someone like myself appreciates. Something that Off the Cuff appreciates.
Definitely.
So like when we talk about Diddy, who like has a hand in a lot of classics, comes out in 2022. He's kind of been saying this quietly for a while now. Yeah. But then obviously now he's got Love Records and he's about to drop an album, an R&B album. He's saying that, yo, what's happened to R&B? R&B is dead. Right. And he conducted a Insta Live where he had a lot of his famous R&B friends come in and chime in. Tank, Mary J. Blige,
Jermaine Dupri, was he in?
Timbaland, where they had a little bit of friction.
That's when I saw him and Timbaland.
Chris Brown, do you know what I'm saying? Like Kalani, you know, so people like that he's been working with for a while, and you know, some of the new acts like Kalani. There was a lot of discourse around it. I want to know, what is your take on what he said?
Do you know, it's a hard one, because I guess the question is like, in terms of R&B, what are we talking about? The R&B that we know, or that we grew up with? The
heyday, the stuff we grew up on, the classics. You know,
it's not dead. It's just different. Like, and it took me a long time to accept it as well.
Right.
The Tyson, what's his name? Bryson Tiller.
Tyson Brilla.
The Bryson
if anybody should make that mistake, it's me.
no, bro.
Tyson Brilla.
I didn't really get into him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. When I started hearing all that trap soul stuff, I was like, I'm out. I don't get it. But I'm
fucking wavy as hell, bro.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. Do you know what it? Do you know what that was? Yeah. Sorry to cut you. That was a moment in time for the younger lot, and also the ones of our generation that accepted that this is the evolution,
a new sound.
This is the new sound.
But the thing is, so that sound had already been starting to bubble, like come into play with Party Next Door, innit?
Yeah.
And then he just took it to another level where it just kind of blew.
Yeah.
Right? But then everything became, all the R&B just became like trap drums, trap whatever, all these sounds. Moody. It was like
very echoey.
Trap, or am I listening, like you're singing over trap basically?
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't get it, so I feel like when we talk about R&B,
there's so many subgenres though.
Exactly, right? So for me, I'm more soul, neo soul, and sort of old school, old classics. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try not to. I see these conversations online, and now I just listen. I just watch, because one, you can't even really say what it is that you really think about some of this music, because the artists will attack you.
Yeah.
And then their followers and their listeners, and then it's like
Arin Ray, I think it was.
What's that?
Arin Ray.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
He clapped back.
Oh, is it?
At Diddy.
Okay. What did he say?
He was like, yo, like, you old niggas need to stop it. Basically, like, I'm paraphrasing. But basically he was like, you niggas need to shut up. Like, you lot are like, there's a gang of new R&B artists out here killing, creating great music. It's just evolved. Like, it's not the, you know, and going back to Diddy, like, on his IG live, he was like, you know, what happened to the R&B, that like the baby making music, the feeling, you know, the feeling, like, you know,
he's incorrect to that.
That's correct.
The shit that will make your dick hard or make your vagina wet. This is what he was saying. This is what he was saying, bro.
I hear that. No, but I agree. Like, where's the soul? Like, when I listen to music, I want to feel something.
Yeah.
I want to ask questions. I want to know, like, what was you going through when you wrote these lyrics? Now, bro, lyrics are asked these days, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are you lot talking? Like,
have we?
What are people talking about?
Is like songwriting a forgotten skill in R&B?
I wouldn't say so. I would say there's loads of different things happening, right? So there's songwriters who could easily give the song to a better vocalist,
right?
But they want to be the vocalist, and so we have,
because that's not required nowadays. That's not the requirement in R&B,
that's not the machine.
It leads to Diddy's argument in a little bit, because he's like, the vocalists have gone.
Yeah, to some degree. I wouldn't say complete, but however, it's like I can agree with that, because in the studio vocals are very different to the stage.
Yeah,
I've like listened to artists that I'm like, yo, I love this. When I see them live, like people in the audience are looking at each other like, oh, this is mad. Like,
yeah, what happened?
This is crazy. Like, is this how you sound?
Yeah.
Outside of the studio.
Yeah. Saying,
like,
is this how you sound?
Insane.
So when
that is
sometimes
crazy.
I see certain conversations online, and I'm like we should still be encouraging artists to better themselves. Go get the vocal training. It's not an L. Like, you're invested in yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't write, get someone else to write. Like, ooh, I don't know. But
I can't feel like, right, I could do this. When I'm hearing your shit, I can't feel that way.
But I think it's because the entry points are low across the board of music, innit? So it's like, you can make music in your own bedroom, upload it to like a SoundCloud, get a following from there, and like you're further along than you would have been 10, 20, 30 years ago. You're saying stuff like, get someone to do write for you. Those things happen when you're already part of a machine. When they're trying to make a star, they get writers. When you're starting off, it's going to be a bit meaty because I'm writing for myself. Also, what your experience is like. I know it's going to... Some of these guys don't even talk to girls like that, bro. So how the fuck can you make good R&B, bro?
And he also said a lot of the R&B stars used to come from church.
That's true also.
That's no longer an element.
Bro, I love that crossover when they become secular. They were singing for Jesus. Now we're singing for cheeks.
Yeah.
And when they start singing
because
for cheeks,
the ability that you learn, bro, the ability that the Lord gives you when you're singing about his thing is different. And so once you've accumulated that ability, you go start
over, they get the ultimate infinity stone. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Now I can do it.
Now it's time.
Yeah. And dominate it here.
Bro, these guys they don't even go to church once in a blue moon with their nan. Like, you can hear it, bruv.
But this is the thing, is for me, I get it. Like, vocalists came from church, which is cool. Now, I guess I could arguably say maybe less people are going to church or religion generally at this age, or maybe it's more internal, right?
Do you think like spirituality is lost within a lot of these artists?
The Crystal Babes fucked up for them, man. The 1111 Babes fucked up. The 1111 Babes killed R&B.
Let me just say, the slander I see online against the Crystal Babes, the 1111.
What are you saying?
The incense to the headscarf babes. I'm not against them.
Are you part of that
your
community?
neo soul?
I'm not religious.
Crowd,
I'm not religious.
But are you like, do you have the incense in the yard?
Do you know what incense is?
School me, bro.
Lighting an incense is like lighting a candle, bro. It's a scent.
I know.
There doesn't have to be a spiritual
element. A lot of people now, it's a personality trait.
Right. I hear that.
I
hear that
and sage.
But obviously, there's spiritual practices that go back in history and why people use like,
I'm like, that sage don't work, bitch. You're bad vibes.
I mean,
wow.
That's a lot of him. That's a lot of him.
Yeah.
Shit, then.
But I don't necessarily agree. I don't necessarily disagree.
Do you know what it is? I feel like the reason I don't judge is because everyone has their thing in it. Like,
very true.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, if you're in a religion, some could arguably be like, right, it's a bit intense.
Obviously, these are just jokes in it. You know?
Burning sage and always in the passer, like it's not working.
I hear that.
But
one thing I will say,
you
can't sage your way out of like healing and actually.
Well, some people
that's why
look at sage
being a good person.
It's a personality trait, because like we're being joking, stereotypical, but people feel like if they wear the outfit enough, if I clean it up a little bit, I put the head wrap on.
Yeah, if I look like Erykah Badu enough, you know.
Little did you know, she a scandalous babe too. Yeah, so it's like.
But I think so. Like the point I was making in that regard was kind of like we're just all coming from different places now, innit? There's not this like journey. Like you're in the church. Yeah, that's where you learn to sing. That's where your vocals are even stretched and tested. Now you got go and invest in those lessons. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? I think ultimately where we're at now, it's that question of like, does art imitate life or is it vice versa? The dating game, which R&B ultimately speaks to
the dating game,
and love and relationships.
And everyone's trying to do toxic.
If the dating game is in the mud right now, then
everyone's talking about the London dating scene.
You know what I'm saying?
But everyone's talking about the London dating scene, but it's all the American niggas that are making all this toxic R&B.
Yeah, but I think globally, our view on relationships and love are changing because the internet it's globalization. We're all
made our
seeing
words
the same
smaller.
thing.
So you're saying you're talking about America.
You had Joe asking why are all the good girls taken every time?
But he was hungry. He was always trying to go for someone else's girl.
Yeah,
and allegedly in real life, some of his practices weren't like.
But the thing,
he was always creeping on someone.
Like they were very corny, but it worked, bro. He just made it seem like like I'm saying some real shit, but when you deep the lyrics, no, you're not, bro.
The lyrics. This is the issue. I think
do all the things your man won't do, nigga. You're playing.
Even but we accept it as a certain way, and like that was done thing.
Me. Listen to go and read the lyrics, fam. All the ways she's just talking about cheating and
so we're saying
thinking about her next match
because they sang better back in the day. They were just as toxic, if not worse.
Nah, because you had Jodeci, crying for the babes to come home when she's been outside for an hour.
Listen,
moving like Blueface. Maybe it's toxic.
This is the thing, yeah. It is toxic.
You've been gone 52 minutes. I can't breathe.
I think it just reflects. I think with everything, like with anything that we creatively express, it is reflecting what we are experiencing. And so back then, bro, relationships are so like there's so many different dimensions to relationships. There's the faithful ones. There's people cheating.
Yeah.
There's people in situationship. There's so many facets to it.
Yeah.
And that's what we can pull up 10 songs from back then, and they're all speaking to different.
Yeah, and Tank's argument, because he was on a live as well, and I've heard him speak about this before in other platforms, is that like it's that thing of the rappers became singers and the singers became rappers, and the content sort of like took a turn.
Yeah. For
the worst of R&B.
I can hear that still.
And I hear it, man. Like a lot of people have different arguments and different perspectives, and it's good to hear the perspectives from people that did it at the height of R&B, like Mary J. Blige. She was also on the IG live, but then she also showed support for the current R&B because that's something that I advocate for as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I know that a lot of these new R&B artists, they're making a lot of great music, which we can't ignore. Like,
we can't.
We spoke about Alex Isley and
but she comes from a cloth.
She comes from a cloth.
She's got to X some people out a little bit.
Yeah. But she's got like she's just a small fragment of R&B because there's not a lot of people that she's not naturally on the forefront,
right?
But she's there contributing and carrying this new wave. So when Mary J. Blige is on IG Live and saying that she's going on tour and she's bringing people like LMA and Queen Naija, she's in support of, and she speaks highly of people like Jasmine Sullivan, because Jasmine Sullivan's not new, but there's a resurgence of her which is new to a newer audience.
That's very interesting that Mary J. Blige is bringing LMA and Queen Naija on her tour. I respect and rate her reaching out to the new, but I think that's actually, that could go really well or horribly wrong. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think her crowd, as much as there will be definitely a certain generation who will be there from her age group and maybe their children, their little cousins, whatever. But I don't know if those two audiences mix. I don't know if they mix.
If you look at an opening set at these big concerts, it's very small in a grand scheme of things, right?
It still has to make sense, though.
It does, and I feel like a Mary J audience will definitely get down with a booed up. They know that they know that shit.
Yeah,
they'll give her a good reception.
That any audience with that because it's a big song.
Yeah, that was a huge song.
It was, but it makes sense in terms of like Mary J could just rate the 2 albums that LMA's done. Queen Naija, that was surprising to me. I thought, she could have brought someone else, but that is her choice. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that to the point of in support of some of the new wave that's coming through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, because, of course, I get it.
They sometimes they get lost in the conversation, which is why I think and Ray was upset about when Diddy was saying
Don't get it twisted. There's some great music out there, yeah. And so like obviously my lens is like more soulful, right? I've had to double back and go back to a lot of music that like on first listen I'm like skip, because it didn't match the palette that I'm used to.
Yeah,
And so
I
now
mean,
I've had to
we've
go
had
back and be
conversations
like,
like,
this is-
even with Alex Isley and Jack Dine's project. Yeah, you were like, I wasn't sure at first, but then you've gone back to it and you're like,
yeah.
But as
this
long
is
as you
giving
do
me
that,
everything
that's
that I
like
I mean,
it's good.
even more like the upbeat R&B.
Right.
So like that's now I'm learning. Now I'm like, okay, there's a space for everything. With more like the up tempo, more up like clubby sort of R&B. We need more of, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool. This is where when I'm DJing, I can play this.
Yeah.
Because people enjoy. People don't really want to like. You're out in a party or whatever the setting might be. You don't.
There
really
aren't
wanna
slow
hear
jam sets
Alex
anymore.
Isley, like
You aren't getting slow jam.
There isn't
Depending
slow
on
jams.
what
And if
event.
there is a slow jam, it's
old
shit
school.
from like
It's
94,
old school.
And you're at a big people dance.
95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think there's enough collective support for R&B though. I'll speak to the UK specifically though, because there's certain songs that I've heard, and I'm like, bruv, this should be on every station, blasting through the speakers. Like, example, Jack James, No Drama.
Yeah.
See when that dropped,
yeah.
bruv, that was like for me one of the songs of the summer. This
Yeah.
was like what
Amazing song.
last year
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
or tail end of the year before.
Yeah.
It's probably I think it was last year, but I was like, bruv, this is not getting enough love. Like,
well, and that's a separate conversation. In the is R&B dead? Because
yeah, it's alive,
especially
Let's
in
just be
the
real.
UK.
It's alive.
Like
It's alive.
it's something that like everyone speaks about, but they don't support.
They don't. It's a R&B.
I don't think we ever truly.
R&B is
I
alive.
want us one day to actually be able to tackle this thing properly. I understand why people say it's dead, and there's a lot of credence to saying it's dead. And if someone like a Diddy says it's dead, I do hear him out, because the key thing is when the vocal ability is lacking, and it is in a lot of people, technology is helping people over the edge. Let's also be honest about that. Then you have a problem. 2, nostalgia might be hurting us as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that heyday is never going to come back. So the heyday of hip hop is never coming back. It is where it is. So we always have to treat R&B the same way, where it's like, don't, like you said, you have to like your palette. You can't listen to it with that same ear, and that like you're not. It's not. Also, we attach things to memories of like our first time speaking to a girl, our first time going out, or fashion trends. You're in a different space now, and also the kids are having their moment. So that's why like a trap soul can transcend and break through, because that's their time, innit? Even the UK thing over here, I think we said it when around the whole. I think we had a Mia Brave. We had the conversation a few times. I'm trying to remember. We're also trying to replicate something that's never been here. I don't care what anybody says. It's never been our thing over here. When we have had the vocal stuff, it is more leaning to in the dance music space. That's our thing. R&B isn't a thing like that over here. It's not.
It wasn't heavily supported. I would say there were definitely artists, but it was just, like it was niche, very niche. Like where I remember where there was Mobos where Beverly Knight will win Best R&B and Soul for 4 years in a row.
Shouts out OG Beverly Knight.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
and, you deserve every award, babes.
Lyndon David Hall will get an honourable mention, like in
Omar.
a little bit of the forefront.
Omar,
Rest in peace, Lyndon David Hall. Like you said, Omar, and you had Lamar. He had success from Fame Academy, and obviously the biggest one would probably be Craig David, Born to Do It.
Crazy.
7 million it sold. Do you know what I'm saying? Like so, and he brought out a string of like Rendezvous is a bona fide R&B classic. Do you know what I'm saying? And he merged UK garage with that sort of R&B
and I was
vibe.
kind of making it's like it's from the dance space originally. That's our thing here, innit? So which is why when AJ Tracy's leaning back and doing the dance thing and the covers, whatever.
AJ Tracy,
like
what, Elaborate Grove, that song.
Elaborate Grove, in essence, like when people like, or even like Georgia Smith is doing those songs, it's like that's why it's working and push and breaking through, because that's the sound that's kind of been over here and worked here. That's our thing, innit? We have had R&B. It's not me saying we haven't had R&B artists or had people doing R&B, but
we've got a nice little crop of like, R&B artists here. Like started really.
It's the US,
stuff.
innit? And that's why when people say, "Oh, maybe I should just go to US and do it," because that is
but
that's
I
the
think
home
that's
of it, innit?
one of the issues. Like as someone who runs a platform, and I've had this conversation with other people who run platforms, it's like sometimes booking an artist here to do your show or to come and sit down and have an interview, or it's like it's like they're saying no, right?
What, the artists?
The artists, or the artist team, and it's like, which is fair and valid because there's a certain place that you want to get to, but it's like the idea is community. The idea is you work together.
Yeah. You
support the platforms that are supporting you, and you move
big
together.
Facts. Yeah.
Here, if you want to do it here.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? When like you only have to look at like GRM and Link Up, bruv. They supported their sound.
Yeah. And
then people supported back. Like,
yeah.
You know, we've seen the documentaries where these men are coming with like a camcorder and like, look, can you come and do a freestyle?
Yeah.
These men are saying, I can. Yeah, of course I can do it, but like it's $250, and it's like, but I'm not making no bread off this video.
Yeah.
Like, this is to put you out there, and for people to know that we are putting, like, we care.
And this is the thing, bro. Like, some of these artists would then get frustrated that they're not able to have the conversations that they want when they go on specific platforms because they've ignored the platforms that are there and well versed in how, you know, the conversation can come across and how they can promote their thing on other little things. But I think it's also like they want to make us a certain step, and then like you know, like we discussed the other day, like, you know, numbers play a huge part in it. So they're like, is it going to be worth what I've done? I've put myself in this position. Some artists feel like they're taking a step back,
but the question, it's what that saying is, isn't it? If you want to go far, go alone, or what is it? Fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I feel like
what he said.
I feel like I just feel like, yo, like we just got to think. We just have to think properly about this.
No, community is definitely big in it, but it's like, bro, people. That's why, like, I'm pushing back more as I'm getting older. Artists are selfish, bro. Artists are some of the most selfish people in this world, bro. They're so entitled, bro. So entitled. Like, it's a community problem when really, like, but the minute they bust and they're cool, it's community. So like, I take a lot of the gripes and the disdain with like a pinch of salt. Even some of the people saying like, yeah, UK's bad vibes. You're gonna go to America and you're in for a rude awakening. Your voice is not that good.
Mad.
Ooh.
It's the truth though.
But also
you're going there to compete with proper singers, bro. Like, trust me.
And the pool is bigger.
You're even over.
The pool is bigger because we have ability.
Conquer here.
Yeah.
Get your name heard in every corner.
Yeah.
And then we as a community that love you, will support you when you go there.
Bro, everybody isn't gonna do an LMA, bro. Sometimes you get anomalies, innit? I hope more people go and have success, but I don't see it for all these people. I think they're gonna go over there and they're gonna cut through, they're gonna bust, and it's gonna happen over there.
I mean, we've got like someone like Tiana Major 9 that's doing great now. Cat Burns.
But she's here.
Yeah, she's here. She's doing things just here.
And so there's an example of it happening here.
You know,
maybe you guys, you know, work together, build this community, like you're saying. You run events, you got a platform. These people to go to. Don't get to over here. We love R&B, innit? We champion, we play it, and it's just from a base of like, man loves the music, innit? So that's what it simply is. My only thing is, well, like, I think we might be missing this Diddy conversation, is it was a self-serving thing, innit? It's you stir up waters to catch fish, innit? And he says, is R&B dead? Who killed R&B?
Yeah.
Love Records is coming back.
Yeah.
I'm releasing an album.
Yeah.
If R&B's dead, Who Saves R&B brings it back. If I can successfully do it, I brought back R&B. So does he really think R&B is dead? I don't know.
Doesn't.
The first single that he's dropped of this project is
with my man,
contradictory to everything that he's saying. Bryson Tiller. What the single?
Stay in your bag.
Because
it's okay.
I just don't click on.
No, let's be honest.
It's everything that he's saying that R&B is missing, which is funny to me.
So wait, it's everything that he's saying R&B is missing.
Yes.
So he's put it in that song.
So
is that
he was saying that to Timbaland, like, you know, auto-tune has, you know.
Oh,
and they had their little back and forth where Timbaland disagreed. It's like how you use the shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the first time that, you know, it's not only this era where we've heard auto-tune. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, he's got Bryson Tiller, who was the sort of like a moment in this new sound, right? In the trap soul sound. A lot of auto-tune on the vocals, and it's okay. Like, it's not like, he also wants R&B back in the clubs, as you were saying earlier.
Right,
and that is very much for the clubs. I'm not sure if it will work here, but definitely in America, they'll like to hear that, because R&B is like a huge part of the African American culture as well.
Yeah.
So they see it as like they have a different type of love to it, because it's something that they created over there.
Yeah, fair.
I was gonna say, you're saying it's okay. Let's call a spade a spade. It's meaty.
Is it?
Because you're Diddy, you have a lot more resources. The stuff you have available to you, what you can produce, that song's meaty. And I think you spoke to it. I don't need to hear you as much on that song.
Yeah.
Oh, is he rap? Is he just talking?
He's on there. His presence is too much on the song. That's what it is.
Okay.
But you're always going to get that, because Diddy's number one, a businessman. He's going to get his vocals on a track. All he needs to do is breathe on a track.
Yeah.
Make sure he
so
gets
a bit of
cut.
ego playing a part, and it's like, bro, if you're saying people aren't singing and going to church, you go and get Bryson Tiller. All the singers, it's not trying to single him out and like diss him, but it's like, if you really want someone with power vocals, you could have got someone else.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you go to him? DJ Khaled was even talking about on Drink Champs, like scaling some of the gate to try and get a vocal from Bryson Tiller. I didn't know he was still in that high demand like that. Like, man, want him so
because
bad.
of his songwriting prowess. He's given them hits. Bryson also writes for Chris Brown. Bryson, he was all over Wild Thoughts. Like, he's writing for people. So like,
which was my favorite song at the time.
Didn't Party Next
Door
Door
Wild Thoughts?
When I first heard it,
Party Next Door at Wild Thoughts, no?
What's that?
Yeah, it's co-written in it.
Is it co-written?
Yeah. So it's like they'll lock in, and like there's currency when like the other artist knows that you've got a fan base as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So because DJ Khaled has been in this for such a long time, all the dons that he gets, he goes for the younger lot. He will have his like legend segment where he gets like, but that's because of his power.
Yeah.
But the first singles are always with like the R&B young dons. Like he'll get the Justin Biebers. He will get even like the Migos. He will have Bryson Tiller, Chris Brown's Lil Baby, Dirk. Chris Brown is always reliable for Donny. So he will always go to the dons that are still making the music for the younger audience.
But he's doing the Galacticos thing, man. I would do it. I'm not mad at it. I get it. Like,
and Diddy's gonna do the same thing. Yeah. He said that The Weeknd's on the album. He said that Summer Walker's on the album. So
I like Summer Walker, man.
I like Summer Walker because like she's
ratchet R&B, man.
Well, she's still
but she's still
pure R&B.
Yeah, a bit of rhythm.
The voice is there. I'm just saying, like the presentation, maybe to a degree, the content. Fifth Baby Mama or Fourth Baby Mama, whatever. It's like, she's bearing her soul on there. Like, it's that same. Not the. Please don't ever get me twisted. Not the same. I'm trying to compare, but like how like open a book Mary J. Blige was.
Yeah,
coming up in it.
I love that record.
People respect you and love you and revere you when like you bear your soul in it.
Yeah. I
so
agree.
And in real time, we're seeing her life have its peaks and have its dips.
And Mary J. Blige referenced Summer on when she went on the IG live as well. She was just like, I love her.
Yeah. Because it's raw.
It's
Yeah.
And we're seeing her like battling with anxiety of getting up on stage. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? To the point where she's here at Wireless because you can't believe how many people are singing back to her. Like R&B had a great rep at Wireless this year. Giveon, like I keep mentioning, the Donny just went up and like, TikTok helped, right? In Heartbreak Anniversary, where my youngest brother is 13, like they love that song because they heard it on TikTok.
Okay,
but that's when I like when technology does right, because that isn't just we're trying to make whatever that means, a TikTok song and go viral. That song is actually cold.
Yeah,
we enjoy it from maybe like a purist standpoint, but they also get to engage on their level and everybody wins. So you get to use, whether it was done intentionally, they get to use TikTok to boost them, because you need to go where the people are eyes and ears are, and like TikTok's a big platform, but also it's justified because the song's cold.
And Donny is a vocalist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It all makes it better that way. But you know, like this conversation is going to be ongoing.
Can we put a full stop on it today in ours? At least today.
R&B is alive.
R&B is alive.
R&B is definitely alive for me.
Alive.
You know, I look. The beauty of it for me is that I can, whenever I'm in a mood to go old school, I know that I'm going to get great music, and if I want to go current, I can find great music as well.
Okay, so you've got your go-to people even in this new, like, current day space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I referenced Lucky Day the other day.
Yeah, he's cold.
Facts.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Lucky Day still. So there are the people that are making the songs.
Yeah. So like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
The R&B lot have been killing the last couple of years when it comes to albums. More than some of the rappers, you know.
Yeah.
So
we spoke about Shea Butter Baby last week.
Yeah.
That album was great.
You know, they keep, you know, different type of artists as well. They'll come out and they'll surprise you. Victoria Monet's about to drop. I'm excited.
Cold. She's
cold,
but she's been cold in this game. Yeah. She's great.
Whilst on the topic of music though, you sent it in Capitol Records. They've released their first AI artificial intelligence rapper. You know, we talk about technology, you know, maybe saving some people's voices and maybe killing music to a degree. This is on an extreme level. What's the name of the rapper that's released music?
Let me find it real quick. So Capitol Records just signed an artificial intelligence virtual rapper, FN Mecca, becoming the world's first AI artist to sign with a major label. He has 10 million followers on TikTok.
Already?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know what, yeah? Did you watch the video?
No.
Did you?
No.
These are the things that I don't click on.
Yeah.
Because all I need to see is a quote tweet of someone being like annoyed or outraged, and it's enough for me to get the gist of what's going on. I'm not going there. It's all right.
Yeah,
that's not something I care to engage in.
I think we should be careful. Like,
listen,
it might not be the first and last.
This is the future. Think about it, yeah. It's an artist that, because it's AI, it's an artist that will never age. It's an artist that will never run out of ideas because the ideas are being placed into this mechanism.
Right.
And it's like a self-service machine in the supermarkets. Do you know what I'm saying? It's getting rid of the human element and becoming digitalized, where it's just like a roll-on effect for these labels to just keep on making money, because they can just hire people to come in and fling in ideas and then just bring it out. Because how music is consumed, and TikTok being a platform at the moment, you could just hear the sound and the followers, and you know how much is being shared is where the currency is at.
But you see me, this is why I question like a lot of things in this world, because obviously the first time I'm hearing about this new rapper is this week, right? You just said he's got 10 million followers on TikTok. Why? And how? Like, in my head I'm just like, I feel like I'm so out of touch,
bro.
How do you like,
if you see how enamored kids are with TikTok, there's so many different like facets of TikTok
that we will never know.
We will never know about.
We're old, bro. Give it up, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not old.
No,
I wouldn't even say I wouldn't even say like I wouldn't even put age into this, because like our generation are very heavy into TikTok.
Yeah.
There's just a different side of TikTok for our particular age group, right? Yeah. So that age group, the amount of stupid shit that they consume is shit like that, right? And all they need to do is make it entertaining for kids just to lap it up and it to gain traction. And then, you know, TikTok is a label, bro.
Yeah.
It's a label. It
becomes a self-serving machine, basically, isn't it?
The thing is, though, so like the main comments that I was seeing about that character is the fact that they've programmed it to say the N-word.
Right.
Oh, really? That's part of the
starter pack. And that's part of the starter pack.
I'll be honest, if the rapper doesn't say the N-word, I don't believe them.
No, but bro, it's not even like
you're part of the problem.
The thing is, if you look at it, it's ambiguous anyway. Is that a black
or racially
character?
Ambiguous?
Yeah.
I don't know where that's from. Yeah. But so I feel like that outrage element, they could make that thing do anything.
Bro, the Donny's wearing a Moncler. He's got twists in his hair,
Green twist.
tattoos. Yeah,
Green
on
twist.
green twists in his hair.
Sounded 6'9".
A lot of tattoos on his face, and a bust down over the Montclair puffer jacket.
Over here, this bit.
Bro, look.
That looks like a demon.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Looks like a demon. Yeah. It looks like a fucking demon. But
it's out here saying the N-word.
And FN Mecca has 10 million followers. More so than a lot of these rappers.
Well, wait for when the music comes out first. We'll see, man. Because
there's a video. I swear, wasn't there a clip? I haven't clicked it.
Yeah. But the thing is that like it will probably exist for a while and be super successful on a side that we don't care about.
Yeah.
But then eventually, because now TikTok has become a label and these other music major record labels, they're in bed together.
Yeah. What we're seeing, I think, is also an advancement or an evolving of like the NFT space.
Yeah.
So, it was like music
Metaverse,
NFTs,
all that stuff.
trying to figure out how to monetize in
Is
the
that evolution?
NFT space. I feel like what they've done is say, all right, do you know what? Because I don't really know what's going on over there anymore. The conversations are starting to die down a bit.
What, the NFT conversations?
Yeah. Because people ain't really making money.
They're not making money.
Loud, man.
They're not so loud.
Like, if you didn't jump on the train early, if you didn't jump on the train early, you've missed out. It's just one of the.
By the point we know about it, it's too late.
Yeah.
We're not meant to know like that. That's why.
So I feel like it's kind of this thing of like, all right, how do we bring that into the real world now? Because they were trying to bring the real world into that space.
Yeah.
Do you get it? But it's like, actually, the real world is always going to be the real world. Do you know what I mean?
Big facts.
I don't know, man. I'm just not here for it. It is what it is, man. But ambiguous Don saying the N-word with green hair, I just can't get behind it.
Hey, man.
Can't get behind it.
Hip hop, innit?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. We're music heavy this week. How do we feel? The verses I didn't think I'd ever see. Versus Triller.
Yeah.
So apparently Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, who obviously gave us the
platform
that is Versus, which was sold or partnered with sold to Triller. They're now suing Triller
for $28 million.
$28 million.
Do you know what? Yeah, some things just need to be the moment.
And do you think that Versus was that?
We were in lockdown. We needed something. We were given something.
And should have kept it there.
It's all right now.
But then we wouldn't have got
what, Omarion?
We wouldn't have got the Locks versus Dipset.
That was amazing. It could have ended there. I always said,
No, but once it got to the concert element,
the performance,
it was like, all right, cool, we can actually monetize off this.
It's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? There was they what started off as a simple over IG Live, like we're going against each other. I remember like Neo and John to Austin, and then quickly it evolved to how Beanie Man and Bounty Killers was
in the same room
in the same room.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? And then we saw
they
Jeezy and
really,
Gucci Mane in Magic City or wherever it was, like in a strip club where they were in two different places to they were across each other.
But the thing is, so I guess it's that question of like, what's it for? Because if it was truly for the culture and the community,
it started off as like a little, or what it was meant to be, like a celebration or a bragging rights for artists,
like a hashing out of the ego.
Like like, all right, you were doing your thing then and I was doing my thing then, but let's see who
let the people decide.
You let the people decide who had the more heat.
Yeah,
Swizz and Tim have personally been paid by Triller over $50 million in cash and stock to date, and they stand to benefit even more over time. In addition, they have annual obligations which, if met and no breaches have occurred, entitles them to additional payments. Now, I hear you lot, I love you lot, for the culture's wonderful, but
what are they suing about?
Yeah, so what they're suing about?
So what they're suing about is they only had, so there's only one payment question, which is basically $10 million, isn't it? So it's thresholds, isn't it? So if you read the devil's in the detail, it's like, okay, cool, you've reached this level, you have points and markers you need to reach. And so you're talking about like for the culture, and I get it, innit, because it was kind of pure in a moment bragging rights, innit? But then once you got all these eyes and ears, and not everyone, but there are probably artists in there where maybe haven't always had like a fair shake when it comes to money, innit? So if we can actually go to these people, monetize this thing, get you paid, and maybe be able to give you P's that you're kind of owed from the man elsewhere, but get you paid, why can't we do that? And we can still keep it for the culture.
Or and for some people it restarts their career.
Exactly. Yeah, so and you're now able to go on tour, and the price for touring is up again because you've had
Jadakiss said it. He's like, the verses just changed my whole shit up.
Yeah. But I guess the question, so for me, you just said something. The numbers that you've just said to me, bro.
Yeah, so 50 million in cash and stock
are lined, bro.
Yeah, but they say so. Okay, cool.
But we also,
so what's happening?
It don't matter. They could have all the money in the world, but like we need to know what they're suing for, essentially.
10 million.
Okay, cool. So only one payment of 10 million is in question. This is obviously in regards to Triller. We do not believe they have met the thresholds for that payment yet. So their argument is you ain't met the quota in it, which is probably like, we haven't had a big moment in verses since Jada and the Locks in it.
Yeah.
I mean Jada and the Locks and Dipset, sorry. So yeah, they to continue, which conclude but are not limited to delivery of a set number of verses events for 2022. So they've not met their quota for the year. We've been trying to resolve this amicably, and this does not affect verses operations or Triller's ownership of verses. If this does proceed in court, we look forward to a judgment that weighs out all the facts. So essentially what it feels like is we're not giving you these P's until we get more moments like this and we can justify making this payment, innit? But they're probably struggling now to, because after that moment, the next thing we kind of go to is, like super fights. Can we get Dr. Dre and Diddy? Can we get Jay-Z against somebody? Who's going to go against Usher or Chris Brown? Or because we now want super fights. No offense to all the other artists, but like if you have that moment with the Locks and Dipset, you're like, okay, cool, you're on this high. We have to keep recreating these, innit? Yeah. Like it has to be of that level.
and
that's what Triller looking at. We gave you this money.
I hear where Triller's coming from.
We want our P's back as well.
I hear that where Triller's coming from, but I'm gonna side with the creators. And you don't get to decide what a moment is, because a lot of these companies, they don't. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, in business, it's metrics.
I hear that, and sometimes that's the spiel that they give you to try and finesse you in it, because the Dipset and the Locks thing is no different to the Mario and the Marion thing. If we're keeping it a buck,
no,
because
it's different,
massive.
It is different, but we're looking at a different metric here. We're talking about all the audience, that I bet you, they're similar in numbers more so than we think that it's apart.
You have to go.
Yes.
We have to get them. We'd have to get them.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We have to get numbers.
We know as like rap fans of that era, that it was a moment for people that listened to that music then, right? But then we also have to look at the fan bases of these man that were doing it then, which, bro, they were chopping more than the Locks was.
Arguably.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But there was a lot of people who watched the Locks one that was like, that aren't Locks fans or Dipset fans, but understood and enjoyed the moment as well.
Yes, but it got the same thing from these dons because of the comical aspect of it as well, and meme culture and all of these other components that it generated.
But in between those two, what else has hit that scale?
What this year?
Between then the Locks one and
since Triller. I mean, they've had Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. They've had.
Did you watch that?
I did. They had Ja Rule, Fat Joe.
Did you watch it, Chrissy?
They had Ja Rule, Fat Joe. Obviously, like.
Did you watch Ja Rule, Fat Joe?
I did, yeah.
But there was
You watched it?
Yeah, but there was a lot of you niggas that didn't watch Locks and Dipset live either.
I definitely stayed up for that one.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of man that you didn't watch it live.
But
there's a lot of people that watch it.
The ones you've mentioned, I didn't even watch back.
I'm just presenting an argument that there are audiences for a lot of the shit that they may tell you that there wasn't.
Right.
I'm just
but
saying
there are measurable things, like not like there'll be, as much as there'll be meme culture and stuff that might live on another platform in terms of social media, which are metrics and impressions, but there will be measurable things like when it was live, how much numbers do we have? If we go on the YouTube channels now, compare those two together, there'll be measurable things where people listen to this, and it's not like we're arguing, it'll be like, you can't compare the Locks and Dipset to these two R&B artists, where there'll be stuff that will make it clear that this was a bigger moment. And also sometimes something that isn't measurable, which is cultural impact. Now, I can't give you like a measurement for that, but I can in my opinion, comfortably say that like cultural impact, that moment was bigger than my man eating watermelon, bro. Yeah, like it's not comparable. It's not the same in it. So they're looking at saying that we had
impact.
This,
yes,
give me a second. Like they're having. It's not me trying to side with the guys, but at the end of the day, they gave you money with stipulations in it. And what they're saying, if they're telling the truth from what I've read out, is that like you haven't met the threshold. So it's not just that. It's like we gave you 50 million in cash and stock. We don't know how much of that is cash, how much is stock, but we're giving this money for you to also divvy out and pay these people. But you're also going to get release of further funds when you've hit certain quotas, isn't it? That just is what it is. So there's a section of like when we first started the conversation where like it was like, you know, this thing was for the culture, and a lot of people, well, not that they were rejoicing, but they were kind of like, that's on you to figure out because we told you not to sell it anyway. But it's hard to not go and get the bread when the bread is that big. Yeah. And also, if we're looking at from a pure point of view, it's an opportunity to maybe pay the artists. Like the way it got rolled out was, oh, this is for the creators. People have equity, people have stock, you know, this opportunity for people to enjoy. And also we have people, two tangible people in our culture where like, if they aren't doing the right thing, we at least are familiar with you. We can go to you and be like, oh, Swizz didn't pay me, Timbaland didn't pay me. Whereas with Triller, who's the face of Triller? We just know the company, but we've got our guys there, and maybe that's what they're doing. It's like, you know, no, like figure out with them lot, innit? But if they're saying you haven't hit your quota, and I get some of the argument of like, this is what they say to you, but if there are measurable things where it's like, we've agreed this, you haven't done it, and that they might be struggling, because also I've heard Swizz complain a little bit where it's like, certain artists were asking for brazy piece, because when man see the press clippings, you got 50 million, now suddenly one man 45 million. Yeah. But how am I going to pay you and look after everybody else? Man now know you've got the bag, like on like a Chelsea thing. The player's worth 8 million, but because Roman Abramovich wants him, now it's 25. Because man know you've got the bag to start overcharging you.
And I understand that. And like there's certain artists that need to know their place. You can't be a certain artist and ask for certain things just because you feel like the other artist is getting it. Yeah. You need to prove yourself again on this stage. When was the last time you hopped on a stage of this magnitude? Do you know what I'm saying? I understand. Yeah. I was of the ilk of those that were saying, oh yeah, why did they sell? But then I know that when you get to a certain stage, bro, you don't want stress anymore. And Timbaland and Swizz Beatz are people that were some of the people that were there at the start. Yeah. So they have a lot of personal relationships, people that they used to make beats for that aren't necessarily popping anymore. Mm-hmm. And now because of that old personal relationship that we used to have, there's a sense of entitlement that I should demand this. But no, I understand that that's the stress that they didn't want. So obviously they handed it over to Triller. I don't know the stipulations. Obviously it's a case that's gone to court now. Obviously they're fighting for it. Yeah. I'm just saying, I hope the man them take it. Just off. Yeah, I mean, off the strength of what they've created, and it's still getting people to stay up. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it may not have the same type of numbers that it did, but it's still doing, like, you know, and it's still, they're still selling out their shows over there when they're doing it in the venue that they're doing it in. And I'm still gaining entertainment off something that they've built. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Something that was so simple. They went over to Apple. Apple was part of the situation as well. And then they started curating playlists directly after. That was which was amazing. So for the people that missed it, they can listen to it in audio form when they're on their way to work and all of these things. Like, so, you know, I remember they did that with the Ross and 2 Chainz. You know, they had people like Gladys Knight versus Patti LaBelle, like, you know, wholesome, like, not clashes, but celebrations of music. Erica one. Do you know what I'm saying? That was still like very much on shade. That was hella shade. That was very much like in the infancy on Instagram, like Nelly versus Ludacris,
and Nelly had bad Wi-Fi.
And Little John versus T-Pain. You know, those kind of things. And then obviously we got to a stage where it was Brandy versus Monica, which was another huge thing. You know,
Man, that's a big one.
So
I think that's what they say. They're looking for those moments, isn't it? And like, it's always easy to say for the culture, but like, bro, when someone's giving you money, unfortunately, they do kind of dictate how you're gonna move. And it's not a nice thing to hear, but when they've given you bread. And these are business people who are also like, because they did the boxing thing, they're trying to get new in the space, and the way they're going to disrupt is we're going to be the people that like do good business, we're going to pay, but that person in the job might also have someone else on their back like, yo, we've allocated all these funds, how are we going to make this money back? And that's just the truth as well, because
you're not wrong.
A lot of these same
but
people
I'm just
that,
saying,
like, are artists, they're also business people themselves. So when they're in the same situation, like when it came out the other day, like I don't know if it's Kanye, Jay's, a few men have got like had mad loans during COVID that have just been cleared. People saying that, right, they should have just given their employees and their companies just the money. No, they go and they people do business in it. So and these same people that are people may have people in their lives that have issues with them and how they've done business in it. So it's like it's always interesting to see how we deal with people. If someone's giving you 50 mil and that and a brazen amount of money, they're looking at like they're not. It would have been bad business on them if they just gave 50 mil outright and then now versus goes down the pan. It's like no, it's like I need a way of splitting out the money and phasing out the money. It's like in football terms, your man don't buy the player. They don't give you 60 million up front. They might give you 20, and if he gets Ballon d'Or, or if he gets nominated for this, if you win the Champions League, like it's incentivized, isn't it? So that we can kind of stagger this payment because it's a lot of P's, bro.
I understand the business, and you know when a business gives you money to do certain things, but sometimes fight back, and especially when we're providing this tool for you, because I'm sure Triller were still knocking on their door to get them to go out there and you know try and match up or build relationships or build opportunities to put them on stage. For them to cover in it, because at the end of the day, Triller's a platform that relies on its content.
Big facts. Big facts in it. So we'll see, man. Yeah, it's just a lot of music chat this week. Before we do go, what we watching segment. I think me and Chrissy both watched an interesting documentary recently.
What's that?
Is it Untold?
Yeah, did
on
you
Netflix
about that last week?
For the girlfriend who don't exist.
Yeah.
I watched it.
We didn't speak about it last week.
I think we alluded to it.
Yeah, you did.
But we touched on it, but we didn't speak to it in depth.
We've watched it. I don't know if you guys.
I watched it.
I want to though.
Untold series. It was part of the same series that brought Malice in. They spoke about Malice in the Palace, and was it the hockey one?
The hockey thing.
That was something else. So this one focuses on a guy called Manti Teo.
Yeah.
He has a girlfriend. Girlfriend passes away at the same time as his grandmother, and he's having a really promising American football career.
NFL career.
In college football.
Okay. Yeah. So as he's making it big, someone says, hold on, his girlfriend doesn't exist. So it's just the story of that. Turns out the guy was catfished, but of course, back then, I can't really remember what the timeline was.
2008. It started in 2008, all the way up to, so I think the timeline of him, it started from 2008, and then 2009 was his, is it freshman or junior?
Freshman, yeah.
What's first?
I don't know.
One of the two.
First year.
Whatever he
freshman,
said,
freshman.
Sure.
Right, yeah, so he goes to Notre Dame. To say Notre Dame, bro.
I was thinking what you said.
Notre Dame.
Okay. I was like, is this Notre Dame, bro?
Bro, just say Notre Dame, bro. But
so annoying, bro.
Sorry, go on.
That's all right.
That was the timeline.
So around 2008, catfishing wasn't really a term for it at that point in time.
Yeah.
So his whole career kind of goes down the pan. They allege that it's a hoax and that he was in on it, blah, 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 blah. So it looks at the story of the person that was catfished and the person doing the catfishing, looking at his story, that background, how it all led up, what he won and lost. Really interesting.
Sad as well.
It is sad because his whole family was like, oh, I'm going to get us out in the mud. Yay.
NFL draft picks. And it just, do you know what annoyed me about this documentary?
Man.
The Donny that was fucking, or the Donette that was catfishing, yeah?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, like, come towards the end of the documentary, like, Donny just transitioned in peace.
Yeah.
You know, just chilling, doing like, you know, the Polynesian routine and that, whilst you've heavily affected this man's trajectory in life.
And what I didn't like as well, the person kind of made it seem like they had to go through this thing to find themselves, which was just so self-absorbed. Like, you're full of shit, bro. Sis, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Yeah, like, it's
Dr.
insane,
Phil read through that shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it got to Dr. Phil. So basically, it was another guy in their community who also at one point played football. Their uncles and brothers and dads were in football, but for whatever reason they fell out of football and they'll find themselves. And it kind of felt like the way he presented was like he was playing this woman's character as he was coming and transitioning to his like transgender identity, innit? But it's like you mess up someone's life. And I have an argument because you know, like when it, but Chrissy, the bit when it like it gets leaked to the paper that the girlfriend doesn't exist. Yeah. My conspiracy theory is that the same person that was catfishing him is the same person that leaked the story. So it's like because basically he felt like because it was getting too hot, he killed the girlfriend off and say, oh, like, you know, the whole like the girlfriend's died, whatever, and you know, speak to the family. There was this whole big like wheel that was spun on my man, getting him to speak to his family, getting his family to speak to her. Like, it was mad, isn't it? And he was getting a lot of love for it because, like, you know, you need like a myth or a story to galvanize. You know, like American sports, you need something to galvanize people for the film, innit? And that was galvanizing. Like, how is this guy performing so well in the film when he's lost his grandma and his girlfriend? And I feel that person was jealous a little bit of the love he was getting. So they leaked the story. That's just my opinion, that the same person that was catfishing Manti Teo leaked the story. It gets to the press, and even they were full of shit because they were looking at, they were trying to, their angle was, oh, we're trying to expose the bigger sports brands and news stations that they don't do good research. That how are they promoting this story with my man? But really, truthfully, he just fucked up his life. Like they claimed that this was all a cover of him being gay.
Yeah, they started to question his sexuality.
Yeah, and they'd communicated, I think, on 1 or 2 times on Twitter. So they're like, oh, you know this guy, but he didn't. According to him, he didn't know that it was him that was catfishing. I feel it's a little bit naive because how are you? Even though yes, catfishing was a thing back then, how have you got a whole girlfriend who you've never met?
Manti, come to the front, bruv. Like, you ain't getting away with this scot-free, nigga.
Someone just DMs you, start talking. The person said they've spoken to your cousin before. You chat to you ask your cousin or one of your teammates, like, oh, have you spoken to this person?
Bro.
Like, yeah, but...
And every time you want to FaceTime, it never works. In 3 years, bro.
So there's times when, like, someone else will be past the phone. Because there's even a bit in Dr. Phil where they get the guy to do the girl voice. Because like, people are like, okay, cool.
He was like, yeah, I can't just do it.
If you're speaking to Manti on the phone all this time, yeah, just to, like, maybe they were like, in terms of, like, the gay rumors, are like, how did he not know? They got the person to do the woman's voice and...
Bro, and this is where I'm like, this person is full of shit. Dr. Phil is like, "Rah, can you do the voice?" And he was like, "Well, you know, like, I can't just flip. I got to get into character. I've got to be in a dark room." And he's like, "Rah, it's almost like fucking the Methodist actor, Daniel Day-Lewis here." Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, he went around the corner. And then, you know how they say, like, Michael Jackson had the real nigga voice, and then, like, you just, hey, I love you. I love you. Bro, this is exactly what Donnie was doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like, he was really hell-bent on, and he was like, you know what, at this point, there was no turning back. Yes, they was.
I need to watch this.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yes, they was, bro. And, like, the Donnie had a cheek to go on Twitter. Oh, yeah, Manti has the cheek to... You know, he's got time to be messaging other girls when he can't message. And I'm like, the audacity, bruv.
Yeah, it's nuts. Because he was like, the way he got, was he second or third for the Heisman Trophy, which is like a big trophy.
He's a runner-up, yeah.
So he essentially should have been in the first draft pick, but this news came out before the draft pick. He ended up being second. Yeah. It definitely affected his career. He had a few teams, I think. Maybe up until the point of filming, he was a free agent. I think I don't know if he's got a team now.
He played in the NFL up until 2021, I think.
Yeah. Apparently he's married now. Got kids and stuff. So,
but he's always going to be etched in American history because, like, he was like at the time in college football, college being the equivalent of university, right? Yeah. Bro, first of all, it's insane, bro. 80,000 people come to a college football game, like,
and those college stars don't get rewarded.
They don't even get no bread. They have to bank on the NFL, like, which that's another crazy side to it, yeah. But you've got essentially, when you're in that realm, you've got the world at your feet, and you're being catfished.
Mental.
He became a punchline for, you know, like all the daytime shows or the night shows with like your Letterman and stuff, like they flash back to all the footage from them where like people were just using him for jokes and like, yeah, he was getting cooked.
Yeah. When women say like the flesh is weak, when they say men are weak,
that's an example.
This is an example.
Really? Man saw a pretty face on Facebook.
Yeah, because if she was clapped, he would have deaded that a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they even found the real person that they were using the pictures of, and like it's just mad, isn't it? So,
but also, she was a bit silly in like taking a picture with the date and her initial markings and that.
Yeah.
No,
it was a bit weird.
From what I remember, the way that it was explained was that
someone was sick in hospital.
Yeah, it's like for a charity or act of goodwill or something like that.
So, but she said like that the Donny that asked her to do it, she didn't really know him that well.
No, she didn't know him at all. Like, man, just like.
But you hear,
like, Manti was on her or on him, like, yo, because we're not meeting up, like.
You say
you're real, basically.
So I know that you're dead. You've just called me saying that you're alive.
Because she came back and said, "Oh, actually, no, I'm alive."
And he was like, well, if you're alive, and I'm like, bro, why don't you just ask her to FaceTime me right now?
Yeah,
because you FaceTime in the past and there was no connection. If I know and I've told the public, where I'm like the best player in the league in college football right now, and I've told them that I've lost my grandma and a few hours later I've lost my girlfriend, and then after this whole like you've gone down this sympathy campaign now, which is like also aiding your route to the Heisman Trophy prospect, right? So now I get a phone call saying that I'm actually alive, and you're telling me send me a picture.
You need to come here right now.
Come here right now.
Yeah.
So Manti, I'm sorry, come to the spotlight.
I did rate his dad as well, because his dad was even having to. I could feel like he was holding back for the cameras. He was wanting to say this guy's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Like, how did you dated someone you've never met?
Yeah.
Because he initially his dad said he lied to him. His dad's like, he told his dad he'd met the person, and then the story kept on changing. Like, so did you meet this person or not?
Bruv, because like it's foreign to someone of the old school, because like they're wrapping up the situation with a woman quickly.
Yeah.
I'm marrying you off. So what do you mean you're dating? Like, they might not understand like this their children's generation that much, but they are also in tune enough to know that when you like someone, you're gonna meet up with them at some point. It's been 3 years, bro. You ain't met this babe.
3 years is crazy.
And it's also kind of mad, bro. You was in college, bro. You could have been getting it in. You could have been enjoying all the fruits of your labour.
So he was faithful.
By the looks of it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because he used to fling God around a lot.
Okay.
So he come from a very strong faith background as well. So that's where only maybe I gave him a little bit out. Maybe was my man closeted in that realm of like dealing with women a little bit. So
that's what made me cut him some slack.
Yeah, but I was like, still like,
brother,
you didn't try to link once,
bro. And on the field, you're an animal, bro.
Yeah,
you're taking out dons left, right, and center. You're the guy that they all fear.
And he didn't perform in the final. I don't want to keep it.
So
Manti Teo story on Netflix.
2 episodes.
I
mean,
it's
still
2 episodes.
Yeah,
you don't need
hour long.
You get the synopsis that you know what's going on. It's just how we get to the point.
Like, each episode is an hour long. You know, and he's 31 now.
Yeah,
still got a lot of life ahead of him. You know, he weren't destined to. He obviously didn't make the type of NFL money that he was initially destined to make, but you know, he made a bit of bread.
I'd hope anyway. So
I did my Googles.
Oh, you did,
bro. Like sometimes, where like,
network.
Do you know what? Like when you watch a film or like a documentary. Maggies? Yeah, man, why not? Bro, we've been here for like what?
We've been there for a minute still. A lot of talking still.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we need to get home to our wives still. When I hear it.
Phones have been vibrating. I can see.
Fair enough.
Miss you, baby.
Fair enough. Let's move along.
No, I'm playing, man. Pod.
Also, House of the Dragon is back.
Yeah,
have you watched it? It is the prequel to Game of Thrones. So set, I think, between 175 and 200 years before the birth of Daenerys Targaryen.
Okay.
So it looks at that family's origin story. I forgot about how much gratuitous violence is in Game of Thrones. Like, the guy just got his dick cut off, just like...
Yeah.
Like
First episode.
Spoiler, well done.
Do you know what though?
It was just
it's something that you should expect. From it,
We'll
but obviously, like, because there's been like a gap, you kind of forget.
But
like, it was Game of Thrones is very gruesome.
Yeah.
Like very.
But you can imagine that time was like very barbaric, innit? So that's true to form, essentially, no?
Yeah.
Or true to history, sorry. So,
but really good.
Yeah.
That's on Now TV.
Okay. Anything you're watching a minute, Tony?
Bro, I've been mad busy. No, not really, you know.
Yeah.
Raising Canaan's back.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched that.
I'm
actually,
up to date.
There is something I'm watching. I don't know if you've heard of. I think it's called The Sweet Life. Or The Sweet Life.
No.
It's a raise. She's got something that she's produced, but it's basically like, how do you explain it? It's like a bunch of young Americans. I think they're based in LA. They're all like young professionals, trying to like make their way in this world, and it's pretty much just following them and their story. And they've obviously like got relationships. And it's like reality TV, basically, but it's actually quite.
Is
good.
that Issa Rae?
Yeah.
Okay, because she's got rap shit. That's out.
That yet.
I've watched an episode or two. P Valley's just finished.
Never watched that.
One of the cast members have decided to leave, which I don't know where it's gonna go. It ended brazy.
Like a main character.
The main character did leave. Yeah.
Got a Little Murder left.
Nah.
Okay.
The British babe.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was a good series. Raising Canaan, it's one of my favorites from the 50s power multiverse. So I'm enjoying it at the moment. Two episodes in, I think it is.
Yeah, it's good. It's heating up.
Season 2, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, man, there's a lot of things to watch out there. I think The Sandman is another one where people are talking about.
Jesus. I tried to watch that and it was in the evening time, so I'm just like watching. Then I look up and see people in a circle chanting "Here in the Darkness." I said, no, I'm off in this right now.
Yeah,
what? It's so
we
demonic.
Grew up in Nollywood, man. Come on, man. We've seen some crazy things,
but
man.
it feels dark as well. Like it's, you know, like Game of Thrones, it can be seen as dark. It is dark as well, but this is like
spiritual warfare.
Yes. I feel like I'll be fighting principalities in my sleep.
Yeah, some things can't watch too late at night.
I can't watch it at night. No.
Speaking of which, there's a spin-off of the Addams Family franchise, Wednesday Addams, which Netflix have announced, which is about to come out. Wednesday is an interesting character from the Addams Family. If you were into the Addams Family anyway, the movies. It'll be interesting. The trailer does look dope.
Okay.
So I'll be looking out for that when that drops at some point this year. And She-Hulk, if you're a fan of the Marvel universe, that's another series on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Have you watched Nope? You guys watched it?
I'm gonna watch it this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So I wanted to I ain't got no time this week, and it's so super busy. But we'll figure it out. I mean, I've seen some mixed reviews. Yeah. Some people have like brushed their hands off Jordan Peele movies. It's not that deep. I'm like, it's not that deep, but you know. Still got to see it myself to make my own judgment.
Absolutely. Whenever Kaluuya does something, I'm always gonna go and
he's
have
a
a
good
look.
actor. I like him a lot.
Yeah, no, we've got to go support and check it out. So I want to say massive thanks to you, Tony, for coming on.
Yeah,
appreciate you having me, man. Bruv, do you know how long this has been pending?
Do you know what? Yeah,
I swear it's before lockdown.
Sorry, man. My bad. My bad, bro.
Nah, but it's perfect time.
What's Vans like with communication?
Do you know what? Yeah, because I've heard it enough on the pod, and Chrissy said it to me the other day. She was like, "Oh, you're waiting for Vans to give you the information."
Let me even say what happened.
You lot gossiping about Vans?
No. So Tony was like, when we were speaking, it's like, I'm like, do you know who's on the pod next week? I'm on the pod. It's like, hasn't Vans said anything to you? And I said, and Nens was with me. We said, if you're waiting for Vans, I'm really sorry to you. I think you should just drop him a message like right now. Otherwise,
yeah. So that's what happened.
So
I'm trying to change, man. Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Fair.
I actually hear that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I hear that.
So
at least you
forgive
know
me.
it's not coming from a person.
Forgive me.
No. I never took it, bro. We see each other quite often.
Yeah.
So I always know it's not.
Tony's my guy, man.
He's heavy. I was like, yo, I've been on him and say, you spoke to my man like when we were doing it, because I know like I think even like last week was trying to pattern up. So like I'm happy you're here, and I said to people, I'll open the policy whenever you want to pull up and that. Just
yeah, absolutely.
That, so
we've got certain people that applies to.
Just shout me, man. Just shout me.
Yeah. I'll hit you up.
Just shout me.
I'll hit you up.
If it's getting long, hit me up, man. We'll pattern up. But let the people know how they can interact with you, where to find you, the time your show's on, your charity. Give them information.
Yes. So my name is Tony Supreme. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter @Tony Supreme UK. Soul Surge is the platform where I do the music, so radio and events. Radio show is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on No Signal every Saturday. That's 3 hours of soul, jazz,
cleaning
and
the house,
sound.
down the place.
What a great setup for your Saturday. If you don't look into Soul Surge at least one point on a Saturday,
come on, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro?
Down the yard.
Yeah.
Fling No Signal on and listen to Soul Surge. You might learn a thing or two. If you don't know about music, pattern up because it's an ick.
Bro, passion.
Sorry.
Like that still. But yeah, that's it. Mainly, I'm running a half marathon.
Oh shit!
Very soon. So I'm currently, accepting donations. If anyone wants to, anyone's listening to this, literally just, hit up.
When are you meant to do the half marathon?
4th of September.
Shit.
Corner, bro.
That's why I didn't want to say the day.
Whilst the man about closing parties, Tony's doing a half marathon. Peak.
Bro, there's so much going on that day as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, man, just support the thing. I'm here
for sure, man. We'll definitely do it. But
it's been another great one.
Yeah, no, it's been a great one. Yeah. You lot are shining, bro. Listen, man. These 3 hours are killing me, man.
Back to back. But let them listen to this, man. Warm up for like carnival and that. Obviously, stay safe out there.
Yes.
We'll catch you on the other side.
Work on the hip flexors over the next few days and stuff. Do your stretches, a little bit of yoga, whatever you need to do. Cause I don't want you out there embarrassing yourself when you're collecting these wines, man.
Yeah, people are back outside for 2 days straight.
As well.
They're underestimating what it will do to their bodies.
Boy. If you ain't booked that Tuesday off, then
I had to book that off because I know my body.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Drink water as well.
Yes.
As alcohol.
Wine responsibly, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear that.
Not irresponsibly.
Yeah.
Whatever tickles your fancy in it. So, but yeah, use the hashtag, which is Offthecuffpod.
Yeah.
Get involved in the conversation. Please make sure you leave us a review. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. I think Google Play as well. So YouTube as well across the weekend. People enjoying the long visuals as well. So yeah.